Hello, my beautiful gemstones. Welcome to Friday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. He's being goofy in the background, trying to make me laugh. Been a rough week. I think that we're all going through a lot with the retrograde. So a few things. We need prayers for everybody. Send love, light, and healing. Specifically this week, I would ask that we pray for my niece. She is 24 years old. Her name is Isabel, and Isabel is very lonely. And this week we had something happen where she almost did not live. She tried to unalive herself. And I'm not saying this to put my family's business out there. I'm just saying this simply because she is beautiful and strong and amazing and has a little girl, and she needs prayers right now. She is very religious. She is struggling through a divorce, being a young person. So if we can pray for her, Deb, her poor dog, Lotus, still dealing with so much, Mark, I mean, just all of us. And the retrograde is not helping to make things better. This is a really bad retrograde for so many people. But I want to tell you guys, and you know, I know depending on what you believe, you may or may not believe it, but I hope you trust in me and what I say. And I'm telling you that when this retrograde is over, moving into the new year, the energy will shift. It's going to shift for the better for most of us. Okay. Some of us are still going to be left in the dark, but that's where those of us who are coming out of the dark night of the soul need to step in and help pull the others out. Okay. When they're ready. And Pisces specifically. So Pisces suns, and I'm not just saying this because I am a Pisces sun. It is facts as far as the astrology goes. We will have it much easier in the next 5 to 8 years because we just went through everything that most of y'all are going through for the last 5 to 8 years. You guys got to let me know if you can hear me, because of course my Wi-Fi was running strongly and smoothly until I started the stream. So I'm seeing some issues. Just as long as you can hear me. Thank you, Mark. Yes, Ghost Dragons comes in before stream and puts the backgrounds and stuff in, so I don't have to. Miss Smoochie Girl. I found out something really interesting that I want to share with you guys, and then we'll get started with the readings and everything. So thank you, Mark. I was listening to something that popped up while I had my headphone in, and I was doing something, so I didn't get to YouTube quick enough to like change it. You know how like when something comes on after something you're watching and it's like, you know, you kind of like it or reject it. And I was listening to something, I think I was laying down, I was half asleep, about junk science or junk DNA, sorry. And for me, I think a lot of science is kind of junk because there are things that we used to think were absolute facts about the universe and about the earth and all that ended up, you know, it's not. But anyway, whatever you believe, okay? So I don't want to lose anybody here, but I want to give hope to the people that do believe, because I'm going to be talking a lot about past lives, contracts, soul energy, you know, NDEs, our spirits, our teams. I am drafting many scripts, and I'm going to try to do it in a conversational form where I'm not reading. I want to try to do that. I don't know how it's going to work out. My brain is a little fogged. So when I heard about this, and we don't need a debate in the chat, guys. I'm just going to tell you this and you do what you will with it. And then we'll move on from it. So as I heard this junk DNA, I was like, ooh, what is junk DNA? That sounds really interesting. So I went to go look it up, and I heard kind of come out of nowhere. And it was shocking because spirit guides are usually very, you know, they're not like chill. Like they're not going to like snicker under their breath at something, but mine did. So I looked to him and I was like, what? And he goes, the fact that anything of God, or say the universe, if you don't believe in God, of source, right, is considered junk in science. And I said, what are you talking about? They're talking about some strands of DNA that are in the human body that we don't know, like what it is. What does we know? This DNA is like your eye color, this DNA is hair color, this DNA, but there's one particular strand of DNA that's intertwined in all of our DNAs. I don't know what it's called. You know, I'm not a scientist or a rocket surgeon. And he's like, that is God. That is the universe. That is source. That is, you know, like, we belong to the universe or we belong to God, depending on what you believe. And like we have our parents' DNA, that junk DNA is actually our spark of divinity or of universe, whatever y'all want to call it. So I thought that was really, really cool. And I just wanted to bring that to y'all. So let's say hello and let's bring in the ghost dragon. I decided to wear my red dress today. Mark had complimented my shirt a few weeks ago. It was like green. It had pink. It was like looked a little bit geisha-esque. So I got a blue and brown one I wore in the shorts yesterday. All right, come on. Let me say hello. Lotus girl. Well, if you're here when we call you, then otherwise, you know, we'll timestamp you. Mama Cindy Lee, so good to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Darling Deb, thank you for coming in. And I am so sorry that I didn't get back to you sooner about your doggy. I was dealing with my own stuff, but guys, I am struggling really bad financially and as far as like my channel. I was getting between 400 and 500 subscribers every single month for the last 6 months. And it felt so good. And I was working so hard and I felt really positive. But then the summer came and I can't do anything except this stream and work on Sundays. Now, my husband has been taking my son when I ask him to, our son, but now it's like the end of the summer, right? And I didn't want to ask him more because I don't want to bother him, right? But now in the last 28 days, I've only gained 117 subscribers, which sounds like a lot, but when you compare it to between 400 and 500 is devastating. It's heartbreaking. I need more exposure. So please share my stuff. I do appreciate it. Blue Crossroads is picking up his to go. What we eating? The shrimp box. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I was the other day of a place I used to eat called Chicken and Rib Crib. That place was banging. It slapped. Do you know that in Gen Alpha slang, if something is like really bad, they call it Ohio? They really do. They're like, oh my God, bro, that's so Ohio. And I'm like, why Ohio? And I'm like, you know, Jersey's like the armpit of the country. Why are we? Yeah, Steven's ready to fight. Black Dragon. Darling Deb already said hi to you. Miss Wendy, Miss Katie. Mark Holstead. Smoochy girl, there she is. Slow motion, just a quick hello. Roger Blair. Thank you guys for coming in. Yeah, so let's bring him in and let's get it done.
Well, I was typing something out, but thank you, Roger, for telling me, and I'm glad you stopping in and hanging out for a bit, so appreciate it.
Casey got her September personal yesterday, so she messaged me. She's still kind of going through that. She does not need a reading tonight.
Okay.
So we have an opening for timestamps. I like to do no more than 3, 4 at most. So as of right now, we don't have any. If there's nothing else, let's jump right in and we'll casually discuss things and stuff.
Stuff
well,
and
Lotus,
things.
I believe you're first. So, right?
Yeah, good. Do Lotus.
Oh, guys, come September, I am going to be trading my video readings for sound healings from someone that is an amazing certified sound healer who like we're like, let's barter, right? Because we both like to barter. I'm like, I'll give you the hour video, you give me the sound healing session. And this person actually agreed. So I'm really excited. Of course, I can't do it until I have more time in September. Mike J, chillin' Charlie. So Mike Roberts actually commented on one of my shorts, I believe it was. So hopefully he'll come in too. We can have like a reuniting. Anna is not here. All right, Lotus, I'm going to use Fairy Tale. Let's see what's really up. Pulling out the big guns here. Oh, Miss Lotus. My sister's one cat, I remember. I don't remember exactly what was wrong with her. I believe, which cat was it? Stormy? I think the cat's name is Stormy. There's Stormy, Misty, Star, and then the other cat. She has 2 cats and 2 dogs. But anyway, this cat, something was very wrong with it. And I remember my brother-in-law having to hold it by its scruff like this. I had to hold the legs down while my sister injected it. It was horrible, the poor thing. But that was 4 years ago. The cat's still alive, you know, but the cat was dying. It was losing so much weight. And last Sunday, so I didn't get to work. That's why there wasn't a lot like put out. So last Sunday, my husband, our 6-year-old, and I went to Funplex instead. And I think I told you guys last Friday, like if it comes to like hanging out with my family, I'm going to take that day, right? So we went, and as we're driving there, we're almost there. I wanted to get my husband sunblock. He had like some skin cancers removed and things like that. So we make sure he has the sunblock. And as we're going around this bend in the middle of the highway, there's a teeny tiny little doggy. And you could tell it's a senior dog just by looking at it. But when my husband went to pick it up, it bit him. And then ran into the woods and then ran back and forth. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Right. So we call the police, and then I go to the town, like community board on Facebook, Whippany community, whatever. And I'm like, listen, right by so-and-so diner at this exit, there's a small senior dog with tags, but we can't get close. It's very scared and it is nipping. I pray that that dog did not, nothing happened to that dog. Oh, and by the way, last Friday, right after stream, within like, 10 minutes, I lost power for like 18 hours. Had to go to a flippin' hotel with my son. Jim's Camera. I just love that name. I really do. All right, Miss Lotus. Sorry, I'm a chatterbox as usual. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever pulled this card. I really don't. Lotus, this is card number 35, the White Snake, the card of understanding. So guys, on my Amazon wish list, there's these little figurines. I've got the Anne Stokes figurines, but then I've got the Jasmine Beckett Griffith figurines. Look how beautiful her art is. Slow motion. Yeah, please do so.
I meant to do this. Yeah, he said he had a story he was going to send you.
Yeah, please do so. That would be amazing. I'm doing all the same things, but we're going to be speaking more on spirituality, the paranormal, true crime, but I want to bring more spirituality. I may bring it to members. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. But what I also want to do is do it more conversationally, where I'm not reading. It is hard. I don't have money for a teleprompter. I do want to do special things for the members. So if you're a member, please just hold on. Accept my apology. I will get to you guys. And if you order a signed copy of any of my books, you will get a photo. I mean, I don't know what else to give away. Bat Mom Nut Slap. Yes, it is. All right, Miss Lotus. No sooner had it touched his tongue than he heard a strange whispering of little voices outside of his window. He went and listened, and then noticed that it was the sparrows who were chattering together and telling one another of all kinds of things which they had seen in the fields and the woods. Eating the snake had given him power of understanding, the language of the animals. In this tale, a king has all knowledge due to a white snake brought to him each evening in a dish by a faithful servant. But one day the servant peeks below the lid of the dish and sees the snake. He takes a bite of its flesh, and at that moment, all of the knowledge in the world becomes available to him. He speaks all languages, understands all things, and hears without limits or restraints. Simultaneously, the queen loses her most treasured ring, and the faithful servant is suspected of having stolen it, as he is the only soul who has permission to enter the queen's chamber. He is brought before the king and told that unless he can name the villain, he will be executed the next day. Yeah, I'll give you a choice of like 3 nut slap. But gifted as he is with the language of all things, he hears a duck speaking of a heavy stomach and knows this creature has swallowed the precious ring. The duck is roasted for dinner. The ring is found. The servant is not only forgiven, the king grants him a favor as an offering to make amends. On he goes, and in time it is the language of the animals that brings him great good fortune, that and his empathy and kindness, for now he can understand the animals. He saves fish and ants and ravens, making great sacrifices to care for the wild ones about him. On his own feet, he finally ventures forth and finds that the king's daughter is being offered to the man who can perform a seemingly impossible task. He sees the woman, the daughter of the king, and falls so deeply in love that he steps forward and takes up the challenge without a thought for his life, for he loves, and deeply so. So, a golden ring is flung into the deepest ocean, and the servant is told to bring it back. If he does not, he will be drowned within the waters holding the lost ring. But the fish he once saved brings him a mussel with the ring inside of it, and he is saved. Only the princess will not have him till he passes yet another test. She throws 1,000 grains into a field and demands that they all be picked up by dawn. And the ants he helped bring forth the grains, and not a one lay upon the earth. But she demands one more thing, although a grudging respect and awe had dawned in her cold heart. She says she will marry him when he brings to her an apple from the tree of life itself, and he wandered and became lost. But 3 ravens bring him the apple, and he offers it to the princess. She takes it from him, her cold heart thawing, cuts it in two with a sharp little knife, and they each eat one half and fall deeply in love. True love. There are no more excuses. They live together until they are very old, and their children cry again and again for the story of how they met and wed one another. When this card comes to you, you may have recently experienced a time when you felt people seemed distant, unemotional, and lacking in warmth. But if you continue to do the right and good thing, Lotus, you will find that there will soon be a breakthrough moment. There will also be a time soon when all the groundwork you have done in a relationship will suddenly become worth it. You're going to be able to change people's lives and help their hearts heal from the frost that can settle around a wound. You are in many ways the healer of the wounded heart, and soon you will see how true that is. So, yeah, it's like no excuses can be made when we're confronted by the truth, right? Sunil, I feel like this card is specifically talking about, well, a couple things, but specifically, it's talking about what's going on with your pets, with these cats. The retrograde has animals even crazier than it has most humans. I get it, even though I don't have a pet. Everybody I know has one, right? At least a freaking gerbil or something. So the universe is telling you to keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring people. You are having a ripple effect that you will never see until you go eventually one day to the other side, and you'll understand the ripple effect that you're having on people. Joey Hayes, welcome. And anyone else I missed. The universe is saying specifically that there's one cat in particular that really, really needs you. And I don't know how this is going to positive. It's like I see this cat, and then I just see like a deep breath. Like for some reason, this cat is like a relief, offering a relief, or I don't know, but continue doing what you're doing. Specifically with the one cat that's very sick right now. There's a reason all of this is happening. I also feel like Porky is going to be better very soon. Never 100%. You know, there are problems that he's always going to have and that you're always going to have. But I feel like the two of you very soon are finally going to come to this place of physical peace, mental, emotional, psychic. How long will it last? Who knows? But I feel like you guys are connected. You are soulmates. You're actually twin flames, which is very, very rare that twin flames marry and like have a good relationship. But you guys are. So I feel like you're both, for some reason, something's going to happen. And I do have a feeling it has to do with Porky's health, where like, oh my gosh, that was close. Like we need to love one another better. We need to love one another more. It's going to completely change everything. So if something happens where he's back in the hospital or something goes wrong, I don't want you to panic. This is the way the universe is bringing you and him together for the next phase of your life. As far as the cat, this cat is very important to someone. Like once the cat is better, I don't know if it's the sick cat, but I feel like it might be. Once it's like then whoever the cat goes to or belongs to, it's like this ripple effect that you're creating with what you're doing with these animals. So I feel like Bat Mom, you may be confused about something I said. I'm talking about her husband and the cat. I would just say keep going. The end is nigh as far as the dark night of the soul. We are undergoing such an amazing, beautiful, huge awakening. No, that would be a very interesting read, though. I'd have to go private for that one. There's going to be a reminder of why you do what you do and like why you love who you love and why you are who you are very soon. And it's the universe saying like, you know, you're great. You're doing great. You just have to be a little bit more positive focused. And that's not me giving you that advice, because I would never say that to anyone, because I am like negative Nancy. I have to literally like train my mind. I'm like, first of all, who does this happen to? I'm outside today. I never go outside unless my son really wants to go outside and play, and I'll go out for like an hour. I don't like being outside. I'm standing there talking or like sending Steven a text message. A bee crawls into my sock and stings me on my ankle. My son gets so nervous, he sees a fly. So he takes this, we were playing with walkie-talkies, we were playing cops. He takes the walkie-talkie, flings it at my open Red Bull and knocks it. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I was trying to kill a fly. I'm just like, oh my God, like what next? It's been a flippin' crazy retrograde. You are not alone. Who's next?
If Cindy wouldn't mind, because Cindy Lee's next. After we'll do Cindy Lee, then we're going to do slow-mo, since they kind of booked last time before I could get them in, since they live across the big pond.
Well,
and
do
then
Mama
Cindy, do Darling Deb, because she was early too.
Mama Cindy, slow motion, and Darling Deb.
Yes.
Heather B, what's up, girl? Yeah, they can be twin flames in like a different way, though. Like your spirit animal, or like one of your guides could be like in animal form in that way. But as far as like the twin flame, the soul splits into the feminine and the masculine, and then you come together. That's a different thing. Heather, girl, I've been rambling this whole time. I've only gotten one reading done in 20 minutes because I've been talking about how crazy the retrograde is going to be. Okay, Mama Cindy, your card popped out, so we'll do that. Slow motion, just hang out. You got card number 7 in the upright. It is past life guides, karmic lessons, present assistance. Oh, I'll tell you guys too what's coming for the members. So what I'm going to be doing is my books on Audible, there's going to be a hyperlink, and it's going to say, listen to the author narrate this story. Each campfire story, each gone mysterious disappearances, each encounter with evil from those books, and possibly after that, a year or two from now, we'll do like a chapter in Missing Faith Theory. That way it marries the people who know me from my books to people on YouTube. And the person I spoke to who took this advice and did this went from having 2,000 subscribers to 40,000 in like 3 months. So yeah, that's why the shorts. I know a lot of you can't stand the shorts. You're like, what are you doing? First of all, I'm being silly. I'm playing. But since the shorts, I've been getting 500 subs a month. So they are definitely helping. What is up, Miss Gracie and Professor Sprinkle the Cats? I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing morning, noon, night, afternoon. I love the name Gracie, and I think Professor Sprinkle is a better name for a cat than Snarfles, which is what I named my hamster. Awesome. Slow motion, just let me read for Mama Cindy. Here we go. Your soul moves from lifetime to lifetime, and great bonds are forged in families enduring such shared experiences as love, gain, and loss. This card indicates the presence of past life guides, people you connected with long ago who want to assist you with your karmic lessons now. Some have very specific intentions that actually rekindle their previous influence. For example, a husband from a past life could help bring a new husband to you in this life. A business partner from a previous incarnation may aid you in professional decisions now. Someone who was once your spiritual teacher may be currently giving you guidance or leading you to an important new practice. So if you have present questions, ask your past life guides to bring the understanding you need. You may even get a sense of past events and understand their relevance in a current situation. If you're trying to manifest love, healing, or financial success, invite the assistance of your caring past life connections who are with you still and have more power than you think. Ireland, Batmom. So, okay. Mama Cindy, I feel like all guides are past and future life guides, right? Because again, like time isn't linear like that, and they are always with us. They're in every detail of our lives. What do we put on top of our pizza? They're involved. But you have to ask for them to come in and help. And I do feel like there's a situation you're either in right now or that's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks that you're very confused about. And I do get like a deja vu feeling, like, why am I going through this again? right? And I do feel like whatever this is that you're really struggling through, like the number one thing, it's because it's karmic from a past life, probably a life before, probably since you were sparked. It's a lesson that if you don't learn it in this lifetime, you're going to carry it in your soul right on to the next incarnation, whether that be in 1400 or, 4022, the year meaning the year, or whether you come, on a different plane and you're back in 2023 when you're born. There is something here that you need spiritual guidance with. And I don't mean spiritual guidance like praying. I mean, praying always helps, in my opinion. But this is like specifically and particularly calling in your guides and saying, I need your help understanding this. And for me, I always recommend the best way to receive those downloads and really understand them is to write it down. Not automatic writing, but you could do that. But like, ask the questions, call your guides in. This is exactly how I do it. I'm speaking to my spirit guides, my whole spirit team right now. I really need some help. If y'all can come in and just guide me, just give me guidance. And then I write everything that comes to my mind. And then I close the notebook for about a week. Mama Cindy, then you're aware. And that's your guides putting that awareness in you because they don't want to see you suffering and struggling through the same thing. I feel 1,000,000% that my karmic lesson from incarnations, probably again, since I was sparked, is terrible romantic relationships. Not every single one I've ever had. And I'm not making a statement about my husband. I'm just saying I've dealt with a lot. Okay. And it's like repetitive. Like, I think someone is like a knight in shining armor. And then once I'm all in, they play games, right? Physical abuse, verbal, mental, emotional, spiritual abuse, even throughout my whole life. So for me, that's what it is. If you're recognizing, I just said that the other day, that this is something that's karmic or that's coming from previous or future incarnations, that's good because that is your first. Sorry, I'm hearing a lot right now. I'm trying to silence everyone. That is your first inkling that this is a lesson that absolutely must be learned or you're going to keep suffering through it. Star jumped? What happened? What does that mean? You guys want to see my pretty dress? I kind of look like a sausage, but I'm working on, this isn't rolls, that's just the dress. I'm working on losing some weight. You know what I'm saying? I got the Skinny Fit collagen peptides I've been taking. They have a little stevia in them. Wicklow, Ireland in the house with toddler and a mad cat, but the cat loves Gracie. All right, let's do slow motion. Slow, I'm going to use, what?
I said yes.
For
slow
what?
motion. I was just saying yes. Slow motion.
I'm going to use your birthday oracle. So I had a conversation with my little guy about a month ago. Hold on one second, guys. He saw, where did that card go? It's a black card on a black grounding mat. So just give me a second. Oh, there it is. He saw the, dancing club, I'll call it. Hey, Cowie, on his game GTA. So I told him you're not allowed to go in there. That's where women get dressed up fancy and they go to dance, but you don't need to go in there. And he's like, okay. And I thought we had kind of settled it until he walked in while I was wearing my dress. And he's like, Mommy, you look so fancy. You look like you're going to the club. Which he just meant I looked nice. Unfortunately, someone heard it that I feel is going to use that against me. Always judging my appearance, my words, my job, my choices, my voice. It doesn't matter. And it kind of hurt me because I feel like if my son said that to my mom, I would step in and be like, hey, buddy, that's not, appropriate. We don't say that. And I just wish there was someone to do that for me. Like when my son doesn't understand that he's talking to his mom, for someone to come in and say, hey, you don't talk to your mom that way, But it was funny. He's like, you look like you're going to the strip club. It would have been funny if it was just me and him. Milosevic, greetings from Serbia. Yeah, so guys, I can't wait to get back to full-time work because, again, my channel is really suffering. I'm suffering financially. I'm suffering just because of the rebrand. You know, it takes some time, and I have to be a mom to my son before anything else, and I couldn't work this summer, so. All right, let's do this. Thank you, Joey. Ooh, okay, slow motion, you got the Mummy, the card of change. The sand in its mouth, the bandages wound, jealous of the living. Oh, the bandages wound, jealous of the living, eternal life bound. The ancient Egyptians took death very seriously. Death was seen, not seen, as many of us see it. A finality to be dreaded, but as just the beginning of a new life and often eternal life in a better place, the quote-unquote afterlife. The practice of honoring and preserving the body through a complex process of mummification was central to ancient Egyptian culture. This was not just a physical embalming process, but a carefully enacted ritual process that ensured preservation in the next world. Many other cultures also mummified their dead, including the Incas, the Argentinians, the Maori, and many of the cultures of the Torres Strait Islands. In our modern horror genres, the mummy has become an icon, from early horror writing at the turn of the century to the very popular films The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. The plot normally revolves around the mummy returning to life and cursing and hunting down the living. The discovery of King Tutankhamun's tombs and other long-hidden Egyptian treasures in the 1920s in particular sparked an explosion in mummy-related films and literature. Bah! Should you pull the moaning mummy card from the deck, know that change is inevitable and that no matter how hard you try, things will not be preserved in exactly the same way. The card also indicates that this change will be for the better. The endings, the closed doors, the barriers. This is just a healthy pause and an indication that a change of tactic is needed. You're not cursed. You have just developed a pattern. You can take control and change it. So slow motion, I do feel like there's a lot of things right now, particularly with the retrograde, right, that are like they're not going right. And so many people, like I was even talking to my mom today, it's like I have a black cloud hanging over me, you know, I'm cursed, and it's just the universe trying to point you in a different direction, right? So there are so many things I wanted to do with my life, but the one thing I always wanted to do was write books. Ever since I was 3 years old, I wanted to write books and I would write stories, right? I wish I still had those notebooks. But time and time again, I never had that opportunity. You know, I became an addict. I became a mom very young. I had abusive relationships, bad choices, all of these things. But guess what happened? At the end of the day, I am now a best-selling author, and I have like 12 or 13 books out. I don't even know how many. And so many of them are bestsellers. Why? Because that was my destiny. That was that's how I make them too, Milos. That was what I was meant to do. And I feel like slow motion, the reason I'm putting this in perspective for you through me. So what I'm basically saying is in the next few weeks, specifically when something you had your heart set on, you were really expecting, hoping for, wishing for, praying for, goes to heck, goes to poop, please do your very best not to let everything else fall apart, not to fall apart yourself, right? To understand that this is the universe's way of telling you no. This is not for you. But the universe doesn't just shut doors without opening another one. So if you don't get so downtrodden, slow motion, and caught up in what isn't going to be what you'd hoped for and got shot down, your eyes will be open to another door that's over here that has everything you wanted plus more. It's just about how you are looking at it. And I feel like we really have to train ourselves spiritually and mentally to believe in our own abundance. And I feel like that's what this card is telling you. You know, you're not cursed. You don't have, you know, this bad energy haunting you. It's simply the universe putting its foot down because it's time that all of us, for the most part, get moving on our paths. We're not getting any younger. Hornet stings. Thank you, Joey. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, I was meant to do it or I wouldn't have done it, you know, and it dropped into my lap. It was like, hey, I like the script you wrote for Missing Persons Mysteries. Write a book. I'm like, wait, what? I get to write books? So cool. Not for long. Keep your eyes open for opportunity. Okay, even throughout disappointment. I feel like a lot of the time, myself included, we get so caught up in like what we wanted to happen not happening that we don't see that something bigger and better and brighter and more beautiful is happening right over here. I don't remember who's next.
I know you don't. Darling Deb.
Deb girl, I'm going to use ether creatures. I do need to do an oracle deck. Yeah, darling Deb, it is the worst retrograde we've had in a really long time. Just collectively. All right, I guess we're going to take that as that one card. All right, we'll take it. So you got, of course, something I can't pronounce because you're a pain in my butt. I'm just kidding. Sisterly love. Nalusa Falaya in the reverse, card number 72. I want you guys, I always show you this because it's one of my favorites. This is Merlinite, the wizard stone, indigo gabbro. Nutslap bought me a skull of this that I still have. It's beautiful. All right. Card number 72. I'm all over the place tonight because I'm just, my energy is like super high. There's a lot of vibrancy and brightness in the room right now. There's a lot of talking, which I'm trying to shut out. So, Joey, I know the feeling, but before you know it, you're going to blink and then she's suddenly going into first grade. Like my son is going into first grade. How did this even happen? My oldest son is about to be 25 years old. What is going on? Like, am I old? I'm old now. I find myself being like, you know, turn that crap down. That's not even music. All right, 72. Because the narcissist that wrote this, the cult leader, couldn't get enough done in like 50 cards like normal people. Okay, so this is interesting. Yeah, I still have it. It's right there. It's my one of my absolute favorites that I have out of my whole collection. No matter whether Nalusa Falaya appears to you right side up or in the reverse, it means the same thing. You must reevaluate your life and or the situation at hand within the context of death, meaning change. It's all too easy to get sucked into the drama of temporal day-to-day life, to behave as if life will last forever, and lose track of what really matters in the grand scheme of things. Nalusa Falaya comes to break you free from the way that you have been sucked into the small picture of your temporal life and to reconnect you with your bigger picture. When Nalusa Falaya appears, Deb, it's a good time to do the following exercise. And I hate when they give exercises out, but here we go. Close your eyes and you can come back and listen to this, okay? Or I can text it to you. Close your eyes and imagine that you died yesterday. You are now looking back on your life in great detail. How did you die? What is the message inherent in why you died in that way? Watch the circumstances surrounding it. Watch the reactions that all the people of your life will have to hearing the news that you passed. Notice how they cope with it. Watch how each one is affected or not affected. Watch your funeral in vivid detail. Then see yourself going back to source and looking back on your life in retrospect. Now answer the following questions. What do you regret? Who do you want to apologize to and why? Who do you need to tell I love you to? What things would you have done differently? What things are you glad you did? What about your life had true meaning? What will most people remember about you? What legacy are you leaving behind? If you got another shot at life and were brought back to life today, what would you now have the courage to do that you didn't while you were already alive? What advice would you give to yourself sitting right here today if after death you could come back to this moment? Other useful questions you could ask yourself when Nalusa Falaya appears include, if I knew that I was going to die in a year, what would I do at that time? Also relative to any little thing that you dedicate your energy to. How will I feel about this thing that I'm doing after I've died? Is this kind of morbid? No, it wasn't. No, it was not your fault. That is not, this has nothing to do with your dog dying. And your dog passed in such a sudden and horrible way. I can't imagine what you're feeling. Yes, it was to teach you a lesson, but not like, you know, your dad's there with the belt, like, I'm going to teach you a lesson. The universe No, we're good with jokes here. Don't worry. I'm the least offended person on the internet. So, Deb, here's the thing with Nalusa Falaya, right? I feel like your dog's death is affecting you in a certain way. It's making you, first of all, you're feeling unnecessary guilt. But I feel like the reason that guilt is being drug up in you, even though like it's a tower moment, like this was a major eye opener, is so that you can examine it and find out where's the guilt really coming from. Yes, maybe you have guilt, you left the gate open or whatever happened and your dog got hit by the car, but everything that happened was meant to for a reason, right? I can't touch that with one card. I do know it's not your fault. And if it was your fault, I would tell you gently that that happened because XYZ. I'm not getting an answer to that. I feel like it was a fluke, freak, retrograde thing, and your dog happens to be collateral damage, and I cried when I read your message. I'm so sorry. This card, though, is saying you are not happy in some aspect or area. And I feel like you're just living or just surviving. You're not really living. The universe wants you to step outside of that. Now, you and I have talked. We're going to work with your abilities, just like with Wendy's daughter. You haven't been here, but the readings for her have been just crazy. Once I get more time, I'm going to fit all this into my schedule. I'm going to make it a point. Until then, though, re-examine. Like, I'm just going to use your marriage for an example. I'm not saying that's what it is, but just an example. If you're just going along to get along, right? If you're going along to get along, hoping for the best, is that really living? When you look from the other side, and I've been thinking a lot about this lately, it's crazy this card came out. Like, are you going to look at yourself like, man, I should have gotten out of that so much quicker? Like, why? Anything that you are just surviving through, you need to re-examine and change. And I feel like there's a lot you're unhappy with right now. And we're humans. We become unhappy. That's part of the lessons. But these are things, or it's one thing at least, where it's just like, it has to end. You either shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't have done it. Like, all these things. But until you release like this attachment to how others are going to judge you, like for example, say your marriage, like, oh, now I'm going to be divorced and, they're not going to understand. And then I'm going to lose friends. This is like taking that risk for yourself, going to bat, Deb, for yourself, like you would your child, like you would your dad, like you've been for your husband. And I'm dying to hear how that's going. You are not putting yourself first. You're putting too much pressure on yourself to be all things to all people all the time, but you're forgetting that you are also a human being. You need to pour into yourself as well. And this is a very common message, but I feel like for you, your dog passing, first of all, your dog is with you. Your dog is with the other spirit dog that I saw the one day playing with the dog on the couch. There's two. This was so that you could re-examine guilt and shame and fear and regret in your life and see what they end up meaning in the next 2 weeks. It's easier a lot of the time to stay in a bad job, an abusive relationship, a relationship you're just unhappy in. But the universe, like, that's not what we're here for. We're here to live our best lives. And me as Gemma should not be giving this advice out. So it's not me. I am grieving for you with your dog. I don't know what to say because death is so different for me that like, I'm not good with comforting with grief, but I do love you. I am here for you. And I'm sorry that your dog is no longer here, but your dog spirit is with you. Animals immediately, when they go to the other side, they will immediately, I was telling Lotus this, go right back to the place where they were happiest. No, she's not mad at all. It was her time to go. And actually, I just got it, the reason it happened. And you're probably going to be pissed. And I'm sorry, this really sucks. It was so that the person who hit your dog could learn a lesson. It has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with the dog. It's a contract between that person, you, and your dog, believe it or not. This was all planned out. Their lives are going to change drastically and dramatically because of hitting the dog. Miss Pixie girl. No, she is not mad at you. you should actually talk to your dog. You're going to see the other animals playing. I think you have another dog, right? Or did I see 2 spirit dogs? When I first did a video chat with Deb, I was like, oh, you have 2 dogs? She's like, I only have 1 dog. So I described the dogs I was seeing, and she's like, oh my gosh, one of them is my other dog who passed. Yeah, and your dolls, you know, I haven't reached out to them in a while. You've been so sick. I've been taking care of my son, but we really need to, like, in September, I'm totally rebranding, and I'm going to have a more professional setting when it comes to video calls and that kind of thing. So we got this. 2 live dogs, 2 spirit dogs. Yes. Okay. So I see them all playing. So your live dogs are going to be acting a little bit strange for at least the next few weeks until they get used to the idea of this new spirit dog coming in. Let them go crazy, right? They're fine. They're playing. They're good. There might be excessive growling or unnecessary zoomies. You know, this is them dealing with the energy of the dog, because best believe your 2 live dogs miss your dog that passed last night or 2 nights ago just as much as you do. Good. I'm glad that, you know, we can bring you comfort. JJA. Sorry, that's how I read that in my head. A. Who's next?
A person. Actually, Blue, are you back yet? Eris, are you here? And Wendy and your daughter, are you here? While I wait for you guys, we're going to go ahead and do the new person, Milo.
So, slow motion, you did get your dog. Hey, yeah. Actually, the first thing I thought it was, mambo Italiano. I got to stop singing. I go back and listen to the streams, and I'm like, let's do Milo, because I know Blue doesn't care, and then we'll do Blue.
Sounds good.
Milo, Milo, are you still here?
I hope so, because they just said, yes, they're right there.
All right. I'm using Oracle of the Divine Circus. That's how I make my hearts, too. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's no, not cringe at all. No. Mm-mm. You know what? This is what I tell the person that I told you guys is always judging me. I have, wow, as of tomorrow, I have 4 grown adult sons and a living father and a living mother. None of them has any problem with anything I'm doing, wearing, or saying on the internet. My kids would tell me, like, Mom, cover up. Mom, what you said was wrong. Mom, you know, they'll be like, oh my God, you're so cringe. But like 90s kids. And my mom, when she first saw me lip syncing to the raps, she was in stitches. She's like, I love it. Please keep doing it. It's so cool. But I know, especially Damien, like Damien will tell me to cover up if I'm wearing something, you know, but that's never happened because I don't do that. Oh, yes, absolutely. Let me read for Milo and I'll do Gracie immediately after. Okay. How old is she again? I normally don't read for little kids, but I've got a cute deck I'll do. Thank you, Miss Pixie. I just remembered tomorrow's the 17th. A hard day for me. Oh gosh, yes. I read for my 6-year-old sometimes. I got you. All right, let me read for Milo and then I will read for Miss Gracie. And a lot of people fall asleep to my voice. That's awesome. Okay, I'll do this quick. So Milo, you got Divine Disguise. Ouch. Card number 23, my favorite number. Some blessings are obvious, the door that opens, the person who says yes, and the instant success of an idea, but not all blessings are instantly recognizable. Some blessings are so veiled that at first you might consider them to be an unwanted development. This is kind of what I was saying to slow motion. A concealed blessing is either already at work in your life or it's on its way. Don't worry if you feel like things aren't working out as they should. Soon enough, the disguise will be dropped and the blessed unmasked in all its beauty. Blessings are the mysterious workings of the universe. They're there to help us along on our unique path to live our truths and fulfill our potential. The universe has the knack of knowing just what it is we need, even when sometimes we might think we need something altogether different. This is how it can be that something we resist and reject in our lives can become the very thing we are most grateful for later on. We realize it has been a blessing masked, something actually helping us, even though it might have come in the form of a challenge or a struggle, before we eventually gain great benefit from it. Without my addiction, I would not be here today. The Oracle of Divine Disguise brings you a positive message and prediction for your future. Milo, it brings you the promise of peace of mind and a realization that the universe does really know what it's doing. It's in your corner, on your side, cheering you on and helping you avoid unnecessary pitfalls, even if you don't realize they exist. The Oracle indicates that the real beauty of a situation isn't obvious to you yet. It could be a delay or a change in plans that turns out to be in your favor, even if at the time you aren't sure you are sure it signals failure. It could be the wrong person saying no, so the right person can say yes. It could be being blocked from turning back to your past, so you must continue forward in the magic of your future. When this oracle appears, you are being told specifically that you don't need to worry. Even that which appears to be most troublesome is going to reveal itself to be working in your favor. This is almost exactly what I told Slow Motion, right? Yours is a little more specific, though. In the next 2 weeks, if it hasn't happened already, there is something that is going to seemingly go, Milo, majorly wrong. Something that you had your heart set on, maybe you've put a lot of work into, and you're like, all right, yes, this is it. Like, you go and do a presentation, just for an example, and you are 100% sure you nailed it, but you don't, and you don't get the job, or you don't get the girl, or you don't get, whatever it is. Your trip gets canceled when you're about to go on vacation. You're only one all year. There's a reason for it. And the universe is saying the more faith you have, this doesn't mean you can't get upset or be disappointed, but I really feel these cards are coming out in this theme to stop this general collective thinking of, I'm cursed, I have bad luck, there's a dark shadow following me, all these things that people say, particularly when we're in a bad retrograde, which this one really is. The universe is saying in the next 2 weeks, when you face a disappointment or a challenge, for 2 weeks, okay? After that, like, we'll read again if you come in next week, but anything that happens that doesn't go according to plan, that's very disappointing, don't push it. Give it 2 weeks, allow more information to come across, allow more, allow the situation to unfold, because I feel like in you not, getting this promotion, or, getting married, or the house you want, whatever it is. And I do feel like it's a big thing. Like, it's a major difference in your life. The less disappointed you are, the more sure you are that it happened for a reason, the quicker the actual blessing is going to come in. Like I just told you guys, because I can't work this summer and I have to be with my son every day, I'm financially pretty much destitute. I'm living off donations and some book sales. So I was getting 500 subscribers a month. Now I'm getting, last 28 days, I got like 117. And that, again, I'm destroyed inside, because I feel like everything, I've been on YouTube for 4 years and I was finally gaining traction. But I feel like it is happening for this rebrand. And I feel like there was someone who did want me to fail, and they were hoping that this summer would be the end of all this. I didn't fail. I hit a hiccup. And I feel like that is how the universe wants you to think of this. Like, okay, this is a major thing, but I will get through it because the universe supports me. Milo says, that's exactly it. I feel like past is always about to bite me in the butt, traumatized and anxious by nature. I'm learning to let go and go with the flow. And that's a hard lesson to learn. Don't be too hard on yourself if, you're not so go with the flow. I mean, this is an anxious society at large, basically. Like, our collective, as a light worker, you tend to take on more of other people's energy. That could be something too that I'm hearing. Your team is like, make sure you're present in the moment, because you're feeling things that aren't even yours. Do you know what I mean? Like phantom pains. I'm feeling like you're taking on someone else's negative vibe, whether it's depression or anger issues. There's something here that's like, you're just absorbing it, and you have to learn to protect yourself. You can carry a black tourmaline crystal. They're like $3 on Amazon. You have to protect your energy. You are around an energetic vampire. I don't get a lot with one card. I'm so sorry. Let's put big tears on people. Joey, I'm going to read for your little girl now. Miss Gracie, this one's for you. Black Dragon, absolutely. I don't recover from my addiction in silence. I lost a few people that are very dear to me, including my son Damien's father, who was my best friend since I was 11 years old, to an overdose. Then I had two male best friends that I had known forever. And within 4 months of each other, they both died of overdoses. And I was devastated. And I didn't get support. When I went to the person I thought would be my support person crying, they were like, oh, what do you expect? And that made it even worse, you know? All right, Miss Gracie. Let's see what we got. The bullseye, you got the card of focus. So, Miss Gracie, what this card is talking about is you being able to do anything in the world that you want to do, that you are strong and you're powerful, and all you have to do is stay focused. And what that means is if you want something, you go and you get it. Be kind and loving and bright. Always be polite, even when someone's mean to you. That's really hard, but you have the focus, you have the energy. And Gracie, you're a very special girl because you're in a group of light workers. Your light is shining so bright. Don't ever, ever let anyone take your focus off of what you want in life. You depend on your daddy and your family, and be kind and never mean-spirited. And if anyone treats you poorly or is mean to you, it's okay to be angry and upset, but the focus should be being kind. I just see this, I see this, Joey, this beautiful, brilliant light on your daughter. Protect her at all costs because she's special. Gracie, if you're still listening, good night. Stay focused. You are destined for greatness. You are so amazing. And you're going to be amazing for the rest of your life and do beautiful things. Oh, she's so beautiful. Kids' energy is so big. You're so welcome. She's going to be a magnet for the darkness. You have to protect her. I know you will. All right. Now, Blue. Milos, that's amazing. Mine actually lasted. So when I was 27, I started taking painkillers because I had really bad problems with my teeth. I still kind of do, but not the pain. And when I couldn't, the person I was getting the pills from, because at first I was doctors, I went into my doctor's office after 3 years. I was 30 years old, and I'm like, I think I'm addicted to these pills. So what can we do? He ripped up my prescription and he's like, you can't stay addicted in my office. Go to rehab. I didn't even know what rehab was. I didn't have no idea. So then I had a friend, my best friend, actually, his name was Steve. And he was giving me, something really strong, like Percocet, but stronger, Dioxy, something. Darvocet, I don't know what it was, but it was something really strong. But then he got put in the hospital for 7 weeks and I couldn't get it. So I was sick and I had to work. So of course it moved to heroin. Then I ended up weighing 86 for my baby, for my little guy. Oh, that was a blink out. Am I still on? Mystic, hi, welcome. I didn't even see you sneak in there.
You're back.
I know, Bat Mom, it's so funny because every time I cry, you cry. Baby Dragon does it too. Mine was heroin and CRACK. I don't even like saying it. It's one of those things where you're like, I was that person that judged everybody that used. I was like, you're disgusting. Like, I was not a good person, I'm telling you. And the universe saw what I was doing. My father specifically, I was judging very harshly, and the universe bounced that back on me and taught me what it was like. And now I'm an advocate for recovering addicts, for addicts still in addiction. I do a lot of work at speaking. And no, it was something like that, Bat Mom. I'll think of the name of it. It was something like, it was a little blue pill and it was really strong.
Like Darvocet?
I believe it wasn't Darv. I think it was Darvocet, but it was like a generic, so it was called something different. It was Darvocet. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, nuts up. I really was, and like I would say that I was like trading Chinese food for rocks. Like it was bad. You know, I was an addict. I was also very young. Dilaudid. That's what it was. Dilaudid. I knew it began with the D. So anyway, yeah. But I was 27. I was 30, and now I am a strong, powerful woman. I'm a best-selling author. I'm making my dreams come true. I'm a great mom, and I'm a good person. Being a good person doesn't mean you're nice all the time either. I posted this on Facebook. It doesn't mean I'm always nice. It means I'm kind-hearted and I'm good to you, but I'm not going to take your poop, right? And I think that's where people get confused. Some people like call me fake. No, it was Dilaudid. And I'm like, I'm not fake. I'm human. Of course, I'm going to get angry if you're attacking me. I do have feelings. So there's just a big difference between being nice and being a good person, right? I'm not a yes ma'am anymore. Yeah, sometimes I am. All right, I'm sorry, guys. Ramble, giggle, giggle, giggle. Blue Crossroads. I see it fitting that we use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Then I'm going to run to the bathroom. Yeah, Divine Empathic, they are. It was definitely Dilaudid, though. 100% sure I remember the name. Don't miss those days. I love where I am right now. Is my life perfect? No, but you know, I have a beautiful home, I have a beautiful family, and I love what I do for a living. I can't wait to make more money off it, but it will come because this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oxycontin is why I don't do pain medication anymore.
I mean, I've taken all of it. That was just the main, because my doctor was giving me Percocets. I'm probably going to get demonetized for this.
Man,
but my doctor was giving me Percocets. But I went in there in earnest and told him after 3 years, like, I think I'm taking too much of this. I think I'm addicted, but you can't say that.
No, you can't.
Thank you, Sir Joey. Yeah, it's killing everybody. I have a parent, a dad who's still in active addiction, and I'm not embarrassed to say that because I understand it now. I get it. Bat Mom, please. No more. Some people think empaths should be able to take others' crap, but it's quite the opposite. We teach others. Yes, we teach others by not taking their crap because we know how bad it is. And also, like the kill them with kindness, I'm a big supporter of that. Because a lot of the time, like we don't ever get judged, right? There's no hell, there's no final judgment coming, but the universe will teach us a hard lesson. Like we're expected to react and respond in certain ways, regardless of how, someone is reacting to you. Screaming, hollering, threatening, breaking things, hitting people, you know, that's all lower vibrational poop. We're above that. How did my review violate Amazon community standards? Blue, literally only you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Blue, thank you for trying, and please redo it. Guys, if you got any of my books, any of like the 12 or 13, please leave a 5-star review. I knocked someone very big time out of the #1 spot for a day or two. And I think they got mad and they went and put bad reviews on my books. That's not to say I'm the best writer in the world, but I care a lot about my writing. And I know that I don't write 1-star books. So if I have 3 5-star ratings and a troll decides to come in and make it a 1-star, my rating goes down to 2 stars. It's really not fair how they do it. So please, it only takes a couple minutes. You can go Gemma Jade Books and just leave a good review. I am not a review reader. I don't want to know what people say because taking on that negativity, being a Pisces sun, a Libra moon, an empath, the way that I am, it would be too much. I would take on what they're saying. Being good is harder than what it seems. Absolutely. And that's why it's a bigger challenge. That's why the universe expects it of us, because it's easy to curse someone out, to yell at someone. And you know what, Blue, before I give your reading, this is important. You don't understand. It's not possible for human comprehension, right? Even me, it was like dealing with spirit. I still can't imagine this. If I'm walking through Patterson, which I don't go there, but if I'm walking through Patterson and I have money, even in my addiction, I would give people $20 bills, $50 bills. I had money. Money was nothing to me at that time. And I was a model. Like I did a lot of waitressing. So I always had cash. So I would just give. And what happens is that person now has the energy that I gave them. And they're going to go feeling good. And next time they're going to think, well, someone helps me. You don't see the ripple effect of 1,000 people down the line because you helped one person, because you were kind to somebody. It's unimaginable how I treat you makes you treat someone. Then you know, if you're aggravated by like your husband and you snap at the Amazon customer service lady, she might snap on the next customer who's like this close to breaking and they go and use, right? Like you don't ever know. And it is hard because people are poop heads. I always said I should have been born in 1955. Candy B, and you know we're going to call you Cardi B, girl. Sorry. So good to see you. Thank you for coming back. Alcohol addiction and counting the days for Gracie. Just keep a roof over our head. Well, Joey, you have my prayers. You can always reach out through email or text. I'm pretty free with my phone number for texting because it's very easy to block a jerk. So if you need to vent or talk, I don't always get back immediately. It could take me days, particularly in summertime. But I'm always around with a kind word and trying to put a positive spin on everything. Blue. All right. Wow. You got card number 34. It is a dangerous card because of course it is. Card of Cycles, the Midgard Serpent. So if you guys watch, what is it? Thor is Marvel, is he not? Thor is Marvel? Yes? Okay. So this is the Jormungandr. This is the thing that comes out during Ragnarok. Okay, let me just read from the book. I learned all of this through these books. I know so much about Greek mythology now. Card number 34.
In Norse mythology, Thor was Norse.
Oh, it could be Norse. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, yeah. Greek mythology, Norse mythology, Roman, like it's all in these cards. Spot on, Gemma. You know that putting out the good karma can make all the difference, even if you don't get to see it. And we almost never do. You just never know. I have a problem, admittedly, with customer service representatives. I can be very nasty. But I do most of the time check myself and I'll say to them, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to take this out on you. I'm having I'm having a frustrating experience. JJ, if you want a reading, just make sure you let us know. Joey, same thing. So, okay. Sorry, Blue. You know how I get caught up. Card number 34, the Jormungandr. Oh, I never heard of Varasite. There's a time for everything, Blue. You don't always have to be striving and making things happen. Connect with the seasons and flow with them. Jormungandr is one big monster, often referred to as the Midgard Serpent. This creature is so large it fits nose to tail around the whole world of Midgard. Its size stabilizes the realm, so it can't be removed from its position. It's also the child of Loki and the giantess Angerbada, and has as its siblings the goddess Hel of the underworld and Fenrir the great wolf. The god Odin, foretelling that Loki's children will destroy the gods, decided to throw the Jormungandr in the ocean surrounding Midgard. Unfortunately for Odin, the serpent grows into such a size that it's able to hold its tail in its mouth. The end of the world, a time called Ragnarok, will begin with Jormungandr letting go of its tail. All right, JJ, but if you change your mind, I am receptive, so... The main enemy of Jormungandr is, of course, the god Thor. Thor is a deity who tries to work for the people and does destroy evil when he finds it. His half-brother Loki knows that the serpent is one of the only ways to destroy his brother, so he births the living weapon. The serpent isn't just large. It's able to spit poison from its breath, and if it bites you, the venom means certain death. It would be hard to kill once the time of Ragnarok came. The Norse myth of Ragnarok is as dramatic as it's beautiful. We see within a story of cycles and fresh starts, deaths, renewals, and birthing of new ways and a new time. Ragnarok is the essence of all of this, a ripening of the world, a rotting, and then a death and rebirth. So again, we're talking about gigantic things happening, probably seemingly for the worse, right? Either that or blue, in your case, it's like major, major, major change, which you are going through, you're doing, right? Congrats on the new job, by the way. I'm so proud of you. The first sign that Ragnarok has begun is with the Midgard serpent releasing its tail from its mouth and there being a great disturbance in the water. Huge waves begin to thrash the shores of Midgard. This is a warning to all. Soon Jormungandr slithers its way up the land and sprays its lethal poison as it goes, ruining the air and the water. It meets with its brother Fenrir, whose eyes are said to glow like the embers of a fire and who becomes hungry for blood. They join up with other allies on a lonely plain where all will battle the gods. A great battle ensues for the balance of the universe. The battle between Thor and the Midgard serpent is a savage one, described in great detail in the Poetic Edda. Thor eventually does manage to kill Jormungandr, but then staggers 9 steps and dies himself, poisoned by the serpent's venom. The waters rise, many of the old gods and giants die, and the world is made anew. Your plant companion is common ivy, and your crystal companion is varisite, which I would like to look up what that is. If any of y'all are in a rush and like I'm annoying you by taking so long, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just doing my thing. Let's look up varisites. Ooh, it's a beautiful green color. I don't have any of this. Oh, wow. It's almost like turquoise, but it's got like a lot more white in it. Let me see what the metaphysical is. Metaphysical properties. Okay. Symbolizing tranquility and growth, varisite is associated with the heart chakra, promoting unconditional love, compassion, and emotional healing potential. Its captivating blue-green color, my favorite color, and unique metaphysical properties have made it a sought-after gem for spiritual practices and meditations. So here you are, opening your heart, not just to love, though, Blue, it's like to life as well. You are living anew. That is awesome. That's right, you did get the no jam today. You're starting a new life within this one. Everything is changing and different, but in such a good way. And I just feel like when I speak to you, even personally, or like even when I see your comments on the shorts, which thank you, by the way, if you guys just leave a freaking knife, I don't care. As long as you comment for the algorithm, that would be amazing. So I just feel a serenity about you that wasn't there before. This is new. And like the next couple of okay, I'll spell it for you, Miss Pixie. The past couple of months, like it's new. You have this rising energy and this amazing piece about you that like, I'm going to go with the flow. That doesn't mean you don't get nervous or anxious. I feel like, you know, deep down inside, even if it's sub or super consciously, that you are going to win in the end. You just have to be patient. You just have to wait and keep living. The universe is saying, though, you don't have to push like too hard. Hey, Latro, hey! You don't have to always be doing something. The universe wants you to take a time out. I know you're working. I know you're super busy. But like, make sure you're still doing stuff for you. Like, not like working makes me happy, so I'm going to work. And like going to the gym, like I feel good. This is like, what do you actually like to do? Go do it. Go do something just for you. You're good. I feel like this isn't warning of a change. It's commending you for the changes. This is a great card. Be careful of people who are going to be like naysayers. You know what I mean? Everybody has them. And it's like, I just feel this amazing confidence from you. And I feel like the universe is patting you on the back, like the ocean. Me too. And the universe is like, you know, don't listen to anyone who doesn't, you know, this is what I always tell you guys. Don't take advice from someone who doesn't have what you want. I'm not going to ask my husband, who's a mechanic, you know, what color dress matches my eyes best. I'm not going to ask my mom, who is a professional baker, you know, to professionally bleach and dye my hair. You have to go to the people that have what you want, right? So I go to my mentor, who's a best-selling author. He lives in a $3.1 million house. He's owner of several businesses. Like, he's got his poop together. And he has to call and motivate me. Like, he calls and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm laying in bed. He's like, you don't sound happy. You got to lift up positive energy. So-and-so says that you need to do this. You're amazing. You're awesome. You got this. How are you going to let trolls sit there and tell you what you're doing? You know, if they don't like your book, tell them to F. And he goes, I told my mother-in-law at my dinner table that if she didn't like the plot of my book, to write her own effing book. And I believe he did it because he's right. What does his mother-in-law know about writing books? Nothing. And he's the one that warned me about reading reviews, any reviews at all. Because if I see a bad one, I will immediately, I'm a Pisces, dude. Like, I will immediately take on. Like, when they call me old and ugly and crooked teeth and big ears and clown makeup, I immediately think to myself, oh my gosh, they're so right. And then I hate myself. So I don't deal with it. All right, let's do Mark. And then I am going to run to the bathroom.
$5.
Oh, guys, speaking of, don't forget donations, please. PayPal or Cash App, I get immediately. And Super Chat and Super Sticker, I get on the 21st. So I do appreciate all the donations. I know it's hard right now. I'm not judging you. I'll still read for you if you can't donate. No big deal. Purchase a book. They're like $8.99 for some of them. If you want autographed copy of any of my books, it's $25. I'll include something, a picture, a bookmark, a little gift to say thank you. Possibly a reading, throw a reading in there. So Aunt Edna's missing. I hope she's okay. Candy, I'm so glad you came back. Thank you so much.
She may be recovering from vacation. And then last Friday or one day last week, she had the little one. So I'm sure she's still trying to gain strength back.
That mom. Balls to the wall skint, unfortunately. I don't know what that means. All right. Mark, you got the fairy godmother, revelation, discovery, and epiphany. Card number 32. That is interesting. When the fairy godmother comes to you, Mark, be aware that this is a time when you will discover that what has been long hidden to you, your true self, will be revealed in surprising ways every day, and sudden moments of heightened perception will make this time especially significant for you. People finally get found out, manipulators can be seen through, true costs of circumstances are revealed, and any lies about you will be revealed and seen. This can be hard, but it's truly a hardship that is born of protection. You're safer for knowing in whom you can trust in order to make the right choices for your soul. Throughout these revelations and insights will be a guiding hand, and this is the fairy godmother. She is showing you what it is you need to know in order to create and foster a life that works for you, and she is a protective force too. So what you need will come to you now, sometimes in very strange ways. Be mindful of counting your blessings at this time, for this is the energy of your fairy godmother can draw upon to keep transforming your life into one which is more abundant, magical, meaningful, and joyful. Note every moment of truth. They are all significant, and you are better for discovering what was once hidden from you. Definitely some secrets coming in. Well, thank you, Miss Lotus. For a while, I was orange until I got a color match. But other than that, I mean, I try. I am 41 years old. I'm technically 41 and a half, I think. September, I'll be half. So, all right. Yeah, guys, don't forget Gemma Jade YT on TikTok, Gemma Jade Paranormal on Rumble. Mark, I feel like we talked about this before. Somebody's being found out. I do feel like, I don't know why I'm hearing like sabotage, right? There's something that you've either been trying to manifest or like outwardly been working towards, and somebody is trying to destroy this. Like, I feel like you know deep down that you're like this person or these people don't like you or like something's wrong, but it's going to be a good moment. I see you kind of snickering to yourself like when this person or these people are exposed. The universe is saying like, watch that. Watch your reaction when you see someone that you don't really care for get chastised or get found out. Like, don't feel like that's a blessing for you. You should, maybe pray for them if you pray. Treat them the same way you always treat them. I'm getting a message of like, don't jump on the bandwagon. I don't know what that means. I feel like once this person is found out for what they've done to you or what they've done in general, there's going to be like an attack on them. I feel this cliquey, like high school vibe. Like, oh, she slept with so-and-so's boyfriend. Let's beat her up. You don't want to jump on that bandwagon. The universe is saying, count your blessings that it wasn't you. Count your blessings of everything that you have. If you can get through this without too much judgment, without following the crowd like a sheep, and just doing you and continuing working towards what it is that you want without letting anyone else's mess get involved, because all of this is from the enemy. All of this mess, the enemy trying to screw you up and stop you from completing your purpose. You cannot let that happen. At the same time, you have to stay humble. I feel like it's going to feel really good watching this person get found out. Watch that energy. JJA, happy belated birthday. And Latro, happy birthday. What are we? We're in Leo season. So Latro, I don't want to talk about it publicly, but there's a very, very special birthday happening tomorrow in my life that I just realized. It's a hard day for me, but it's a great birthday. And I'll be right back, guys. I just have to use the little girl's room. Please don't go anywhere.
Icon. I'm on mute. You have to change your username. Yes, you do. So next will be Mike J, then Jim, and then Nut Slap. Wait, then Bat Mom. Oops, sorry, Nut Slap, then Bat Mom. And I need to know, Eris, are you still here? Wendy, if you hear this, let me know when you come back so I know when to slide you in with your daughter. And Chillin' Charlie. If you folks are here or listening, please let me know so we can get you in, because you guys were called. I could have called you guys earlier, but you're not showing up. So let me know if you're in so I can fit you in if you want a card. Other than that, Latro, your birthday, and JJ, you had a birthday. Is that what I read right? Two people had the same age this time. 9 days ago. Okay. I see you there, Heather. You're down the line there a little bit. I believe, yep. But you're coming up fast, so you shouldn't have to wait too long. I'm cleaning and listening. Okay. You hear me now? So I think since we're missing those people because they could have been called, we're going to do Mike J and Jim. And actually, we're going in a pretty good, quick pace. So I'll just leave everybody where they're at because he should be coming up real soon. Hey, Gracie, what's up? Hey, little one. Dragon says hi. Don't worry, I don't breathe fire often, just when I sneeze. But I can switch to ice if you need ice. So I can, 8th of August? Okay. So everybody's had birthdays. So mine's coming up. But I don't worry about mine. I'll tell Wendy. Yeah, she was supposed to. I tried to call her earlier, but I saw her leave. So when she comes back in with her daughter, I'll get her. Thank you, Bat Mom. Eris has been coming and going. I'm sure he may pop in later. Chillin' Charlie, he comes and goes. So if he pops back in, I'll just slide him in. I have a granddaughter that's coming up next weekend. That's her birthday. So, oh.
Hi. Sorry, I had to find my Milani lip gloss. It's my favorite. I'm going to be doing my reviews that I used to do all the time. I'm going to be doing those. I got a lot of new stuff that I tried. Native deodorant. Smells amazing. Leaves chunks under your arm. Native shampoo. Amazing. And if you want a timestamp, if you can't stay, let me know. Baby Dragon's getting a timestamp if she doesn't pop in. All right, I'm gonna try to move through these a little faster, if I can. Spirit talks. I'm so confused in my head sometimes because you guys don't understand. In my mind, while I'm talking to you, I'm also like, line up. This isn't for you. I'm not doing that. Shut up. Stop talking. You don't belong here. All in my head. So it's a lot. Yeah, native deodorant. I'm going to be covering it. It smells amazing. but it leaves big white chunks under your arm, and it's super slimy. Like, it takes forever to dry. Anyway, who's next?
Okay,
No,
first of
Heather,
all,
I'm rambling. That's what's going on.
she does so well at it, though. I just don't mind it. Edna, hello. I'll give you a timestamp if you can't stay. Okay, dear. And your next person is Mr. Mike J.
He goes, my favorite. So you like the Milani? I love it, boy. Mike J. Let's use human spirit. We didn't read for Smoochie last week either. We were giving her a hard time for not wanting a reading, and then we forgot her. Which is okay.
I believe we did give her a reading. You did go back and give her a reading, didn't you?
I don't think so. Smooch, did you get a reading last week?
Yeah, because she said no, and then you talked to her, and she said yes.
And then we never did it.
Yes, you did. You did it right there when she said okay. I could be wrong, but I was pretty sure we did. But we'll make sure we get her.
He doesn't use deodorant anymore. I noticed once I turn 40, I have to use like different stuff. Like I need different shampoo. I need different deodorant. The Dove dry spray is really good. Where I used to use the roll-on. Bacon grease. That is always amazeballs. That's probably why I got stung. Where's Jules? Speaking of balls. I mean, she always says dead balls. Never mind. Mike J, you got pull yourself together. Card number 41. And you did get it in the reverse. Comes out of your pores. Aren't you the pillar of poop togetherness? And yes, it says SH exclamation point P. You just got it all figured out, huh? Stop tamping everything down because, honey, you will lose it one day. I mean, are we giving you full permission to let go? I mean, we are giving you full permission to let go, to give into your emotions, even if it's to scream into your pillow, eat a tub of ice cream, or have a good cry. We aren't really worried about you wallowing since it seems so hard to give in to emotion in the first place. Yeah, I do feel an emotional like blockage, right? So Joey, hold that thought. Mike, I feel as though you're so used to like, oh, that's just how so-and-so is with like a negative person or like an energetic feeder. And the universe is saying like, you're not going to be able to hold it together much longer. Something is bothering you. And if it's not, it will in the next couple of weeks. It's like you're tired of so-and-so behaving that way. So for example, say you have a crazy aunt and every time you go to a party at her house, the party is amazing. It's so much fun until your aunt has too much whiskey and starts fist fighting and the cops call. And this happens every single time. So there's a party coming up and you're like already expecting it. You're actually helping to manifest it without realizing it. And you're just like so pissed off that Aunt so-and-so ruined the party again, but you're not going to say anything. That's a stupid example, but it's the best I can do. There's something here that keeps happening over and over, even if it's like once a year and it's being kind of done to you. Like it's something that causes you to be in a negative vibration, to feel negatively, you know, angry, sad, lonely, pissed, whatever it is. The universe is telling you like you can stand up for yourself without being unkind or cruel. No is a complete sentence. The act of saying no in and of itself is not unkind. You don't owe anyone anything, including acceptance of their bad behavior. It's time, Mike, to confront the elephant in the room. And you're going to have to be the one to do it. And I feel like you are going to be an example of how to enforce boundaries while remaining in your kindness. Enforce boundaries through love. Any one of us can set boundaries. Very easy. Enforcing them is the problem. Guys, please make sure you're watching the shorts. I got up to like the last week of August. I'm kind of, everyone's like, why are you doing them? Because I have to do them when I can. Every little ounce of like minute I get, I'm working. Please watch the shorts. They're like 4 to 59 seconds of your life. And I do my best to entertain and be funny and silly. And sometimes I'm serious. They are everything. I got 6,700 views on one of them in like 10 hours. They are building my channel right now while I can't work full time. September 3rd is coming. Who's next?
Okay, next is Jim's Cameras.
Oh, and Anna, I bet. Is Jim here?
Jim, you're here, right? I hope. You are here, right, sir? Let us know, please. Yes, I thought he was.
You're watching on YouTube, right? Because I'm on a delay because I didn't see him at first. Yeah, Anna, that sounds amazing. All right, Jim, I'm using the Oracle of the Hecatean Path. So, Mike, that's what this is talking about. Like, I don't think you're zero emotions. I feel like you just don't show it. Like, you feel like it's unnecessary. But there is something that's coming up that's going to happen that you are going to really feel like it's time for me to say something. So, good, make sure that you do it out of kindness. Yeah, I was asking Ghost because I didn't see you respond for I'm on a split second delay because I'm watching in StreamYard. Oh yeah, Batmom. I have professional cameras. I have one of those motion sensor cameras that dims the light. I don't know how to use any of it, and I don't have help and support like that in real life. My channel could have 1 million subscribers right now if I had just had someone behind me going, let me help you with that. You're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you. 10 years ago, you were homeless and 86 pounds, but I don't have that. All right. Jim's camera at dawn. Can I have just one card, please? Your team's playing with me. They keep popping out a few cards. Yeah, Pixie, it's hard because I have to learn everything myself, and that's fine. But where's the time going to come from? There's not 24 hours in a day anymore. The days are a lot shorter. They're like 18 hours now. And that's a scientific fact that everything has sped up. I don't know what it's called. You need please look it up. If they did the days now, it would be broken down into 18 hours. Everything is different. We've changed. Jim, you got beginnings, card number 29, and it is the new moon. So when is the new moon? It probably passed already. Okay. Okay, so the next new moon is September 2nd. All right, Labor Day. Oh my gosh, I have one on my wish list. I want it so bad. So there's a Moldavite Herkimer ring that is $30 that I want so bad. But more than that, there's a $200 necklace. I know I'm going to have to buy it myself. It's labradorites and Moldavite. It is gorgeous. I want it so bad. If I were making the same money I was making at this time last year, I'd already have it. Feel like I can breathe again. Exactly. Jim, I'm so sorry. You know how I am by now, though. All right. Card number 29. The beginning of a lunar month sparks the potential for all that lies ahead. Make plans and start to roll them out. As the moon waxes, power will rise. And in this fresh time, Hecate's power is buoyant and full of promise. Look for opportunities, both spiritual and mundane. Seek improvement, development, and answers. And be sure to take chances. This is a time of action and not a time to sit on the sidelines. So yeah, Jim, definitely getting involved. If you have a plan in your head for something, or there's something you've always wanted to do, the universe is telling you now is the time to do that. If the opportunities don't present themselves as you expect them to, go out and do it. If they're I would say the next month, because the new moon's on September 2nd. And starting then, your manifesting abilities are totally boss, right? So you are able to manifest anything that you want. If there's something that you've been really wanting to do, or that you me, from the time I was 3 years old, I've always wanted to write a book, right? There's something here that's been building up in you that you may not even be aware of. It's all going to come to the surface around the 2nd. In the next few weeks, start looking for signs from the universe. Listen to downloads, right? Take a dream journal, whatever. Do some automatic writing. I always recommend that. You are going to be, come September, in the perfect position to be on top, to really gain whatever it is that you want. The energy is there. The universe is giving it to you as a gift. You just have to recognize it for what it is and take a leap of faith. It's up to you. Hey, where'd my vape go? Oh, there it is. Anyway, I like this dress. So they have one in black, but the black one, this one goes down to about my knees, but the black one goes all the way down to feet. And I just thought the little ties were so cute, but now that I'm wearing it, I feel like I look like a stuffed sausage. So I have so many beautiful dresses, that beautiful pairs of shoes. Oh my gosh. And I just never go anywhere. I told my husband in March that I wanted to, actually February, because I was hinting about my birthday on March 1st, that I wanted to go to Outback. Like, I want a blooming onion. I'm still waiting. He probably forgot. He'll listen to this and be reminded. Nuts up, I hope so. Strawberry sausage. Who's next? Come on. Oh, Joey, you're so welcome. No problem at all.
Nut slap is next.
Okay. New England Dirt Roadie. I did not put it on the thing. He reminded me and I forgot again. Oh, thank you, Miss Pixie. You know how it is, though. New England Dirt Roadie says, hi, I'm here to answer yes, no questions. If I answered a question for you last week, let me know if it was accurate. So, guys, please, this is important because that validation and verification is so important to people like New England Dirt Roadie, myself, Ghost Dragons, like, so we know that we're communicating properly with the right entities, with the right spirits to get the information, because netter, whether you realize it or not, you are communicating with spirit just as I do, just in a different way. So yes or no questions. You can at him or write them in all caps. Oh, Jim, you are so sweet. Thank you. There's like this one guy on my TikTok where everything I post, he just writes, slay, gorgeous queen. And I'm just like, excuse me, sir. Like, thank you. Yes, that would be awesome. I noticed it today in my son when we were playing soccer outside, and he's like, hold on, I got to get the ball. And I was like, balunch. This is actually a northern Jersey accent. I'm about 45 minutes from the city, from New York. New York is the city. I hate when people think Philadelphia is the city. No offense. New York City is the city. So the southern Jersey accent's a little bit different. Kind of like a Florida accent, but we're northern New Jersey. We're like New Yorkers. If you hear someone saying Joyzy or Yamada, you went too far. You're in the Bronx. Who's next?
I said nut slap.
You did.
Yes,
Nut slap. I am going to use the Oracle of Shadow and Light. They're like, you gotta use Queen Maeve for Miss Pixie. Like, okay, I didn't get there yet. Thank you. Netter has been right with every question I've asked. You know what happens, though? Like, I tell people this with readings. Free will can change anything at any moment, right? You guys are so sweet. Netter, you were right about the shirt color. All right, Nut Slap. Let's see what's going on with you. This card, I don't know why it just like annoys me because I can't pronounce it. So this is Nut Slap, Lady with a Bosch Egg. Ancient Wisdom. Card number 31. Guys, please don't forget to donate. PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Super Sticker. I don't like it. I feel like I'm like e-begging, but I am working. And if you guys have it, that would be amazing. I'm getting a contract. I'm getting a writing contract or an acting gig or a management team something. I'm getting it. I know I am. I can feel it in the air. I can smell it. I can taste it. I just can't yet touch it. Oh, Blue, come back. Pixar didn't happen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. All right. The lady with the Bosch egg is the one in this lifetime who has been chosen to keep safe and sometimes keep secret, deep esoteric knowledge. Throughout history's most troubled times, there have always been courageous beings ensuring that sacred knowledge was kept alive. Even though the world may burn and disasters befall humanity and wars take cities down, there will always be these brave souls who will take the knowledge represented by the Bosch egg, camouflage it, and keep it safe so that at a later time when the world is finally ready, we can all learn. I am, Netter. I knew it. Thank you. The lady speaks. My town is on fire. The night sky is full of screams and smoke, and I have done what I can to safeguard this treasure from the sacred library. I will keep it safe, record its wisdom, and ensure that these truths stay alive for a future time. I hope that you understand the history of the knowledge you crave and respect and acknowledge the freedom of the times you now live in and do the work yourself. Nutslap. It may be that at some time, too, you too will find my egg and that you are the person chosen to speak of the knowledge others thought was lost. Or it may be that you two are a guardian of wisdom. If you are, know when to keep silent, know what to keep to yourself, and know that some secrets come to light at the right time. I bring you now the symbols of the alchemists, the secrets of the Gnostics, and the wisdom of the magicians and the witches and the herbalists, all saved for this time in this strange form of this egg. Oh, I was accused of that by a troll, so that's where I got it from. That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, now I'm beating with my troll beater and you don't see him anymore.
It stuck with me. Yeah. Divination message, Nutslap. It may feel to you that you are receiving wisdom from ancient sources and that some of its energy may feel unfamiliar to you or even dark. It's likely that you're receiving messages from times when people like you, misfits and mystics, were oppressed and punished for their natural gifts. Explore at this time something to do with the Renaissance or medieval times, or understand that the knowledge was brought through to you, a very fortunate being living in very fortunate times. Keep it safe, learn all that you can. Explore esoteric symbology, the history of magic and spirituality. Know that while you are safe, you may wish to keep silent about certain practices. Nutslap, there is a secret here that needs to be kept. It doesn't matter. I know that that's not what I'm doing. I'm working, right? That's what I'm doing, guys. This drains my energy. I have blood transfusions. Like, I'm sick. I'm losing my hair. But I do it because this is my path. The world is in the palm of your hand, Gemma, and keep reminding yourself that you are capable of anything. Yes, and you know what? Right back at you. Everything we've ever wanted is right there. We just have to believe that we deserve it. As human beings, we don't feel we're very deserving of much. That's why seemingly entitled people tend to like always get what they want. That's because they're so sometimes self-absorbed that they just know they're going to win. That's good for them. You know what I'm saying? Nutslab, I mean, there is a secret that needs to be kept here. I feel like your belief about something, I don't know what it is, if it's politics, religion, if it's just like disagreeing, like there is a disagreement here. There's something that you believe in very strongly. And the universe is saying like there's a time and a place. So if it comes up and you feel like it's the right time, speak your mind, speak your truth. I do feel like you're being guided right now by past life guides. So, and the other parts of you that are living different lives now, because all lives, past, present, and future, are happening simultaneously, just on different timelines. I feel like the other parts of you are pushing you to like timeline jump. There's something that's going to change in your life super quick in the next, I'd say 2 months, right? Keep your eyes open. The thing is not to go along with the crowd. Okay. But not to be like so overbearing and overwhelming that like you're aggravating people or pushing them away. I feel like you're being called to like lead people into something, make them face the truth about something, to raise your voice, but not yell. Do you know what I mean? Like let yourself be heard at the right time. I feel like it's going to be life-changing. I feel like you may be being pulled right now because I see so many parts of you and guides and answers. Like my gigantic master bedroom is filled. And the reason they're all commiserating here is because you're being called to your truth and your purpose. And I feel like whatever it is that you find that you're interested in, it's going to be something that's kind of against the grain. The universe is like, you don't have to tell the world about it. If you need to say something, say it. You're going to change someone. I feel like it's like a group of people. You're going to change their lives in a way you're not going to see. I don't know what this means. This is one of those readings. I get 2 or 3 every week where I'm just like, allow it to happen, feel what you feel, and don't let anyone change your mind about something. I feel like there's something that you believe that's like the truth, it's honest, and then there are people coming in trying to like gaslight and manipulate you into seeing things their way. You don't have to agree with people's politics or about religion, or you don't have to agree about everything to be friends. We're adults. So if someone wants to go, I always say mind over matter. Those who matter don't mind, those who mind don't matter, because if somebody's going to ghost you because you have a differing opinion, they weren't meant to be in your life. Girl, bye, boy, bye, bye, bye. And then there's room for the universe to bring more people in. Oh, and yes, keep that. Keep it, baby girl. Kick bubblegum. I love it. Kick rocks with bare feet. Blocked, causing me not to move. Netter, is my solar plexus blocked and causing me not to move forward? Batmom, exactly. Who's next, honey?
I'm sorry, Batmom.
Batmom, I've been staring at this deck all night for a reason. I didn't open it. Your team wants it for you, so. This is Night Fairies by Paolo Barbieri. I had for 2022 or 2023, the calendar. It was just beautiful artwork. I kept it. It's just right now your normal spirit team, your guides, your angels, your higher self, some ancestors in there. Normal, the energies that are with you all day, every day. Nutslap had a lot because you're about to timeline jump. In the next 2 months, Nutslap, your life is going to change significantly, like really noticeably and for the better. Because of you like standing up for yourself. All right, Anna, come back or I'll timestamp you. Smoochie, yes. You know, they say that there are shoot, what is it? Let's see. So they say that there are 7 chakras, right? But there's actually 8 on top. Like there's the chakras as they're said, you know, solar plexus, and but there's actually the universal energy that connects us all to source that y'all can't see. Most people can't see. I can see it when I open up to it. That's like an extra chakra. That's like the protecting chakra. Latro, if you're the one that's having a birthday, please enjoy. Have an amazing, amazing birthday. All right. I'm so sorry. I pulled a card for Batmom. You got the card of patience, interestingly enough. Yes, Wendy, we did call you guys, but we figured you weren't there. You were going to come back. So just be patient. We got both of you. I'm going to be looking through my September calendar in about a week, and we'll set up what we're doing with Katie. Like I said, you'll have to be there because she's a minor, but it's better you're there anyway, so you know what's going on. We need to get her in the right energy, or, you know, there's risks because of her ability of like taking on things. I don't know. I'm sorry, Batmom. Just give me 1 second. So Wendy, I don't know if this has ever happened before, but I know with me, I always use the example, and it did happen. I was in an argument and I went, son of a, slammed my hand down, and my whole microwave, which was not plugged in or turned on, exploded on the inside. We don't want those things to start happening, right? When I was in high school, I hated this one teacher. I was like, oh man, I hope he got hit by a car. Like, he didn't die, but like, I feel like I manifested that. We don't want that happening, right? So as cool as it sounds and as it looks in the movies, it's actually very scary and detrimental to our spirit. All right, Miss Batty Bat. what number is this? I just looked. Oh, 5. I'm on 6. All right, just a little more time, Batmom. Waiting for the light of the dawn as the time passes so slowly, the fairy of patience reminds us to take a breath and a moment to be still, to wonder, to do not too much at all, really. Calm amid the storm, a time of waiting, peace among chaos, worth the wait. The hedgehog totem invites you to crawl down into a deep burrow surrounded by leaves and foliage. Here in this dark place, wait for the light of the morning as the dawn teases across the sky. Allow this time of waiting to fill you with a sensation of warmth and comfort. Feel its patience grow in you right alongside your anticipation. Nurture this feeling of patience. Batmom, the light of the dawn will shine in time. My heart is patient. My heart is happy. Try to practice patience each and every day, even in small situations. We are presented with opportunities for patience constantly in life, but it's so easy to ignore or discount those moments. Celebrate and see the opportunity for patience every day in any way you can. So Miss Pixie Netter wants to know, will it open an opportunity for my career? Miss Pixie, what are you trying to do exactly? I'm genuinely curious. That sounded weird the way I asked that, but just wondering. I'm wondering, like, maybe we can, like, how, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this connection to whatever it is you're trying to do, but I don't know exactly what it is. So Batmom, yeah, this card is saying, like, do not act. Okay. People are being a pain in the butt hole. Okay. They are being human. And I feel like you've already done and said everything that, like, you possibly can, to the point where, like, now it's time for you to step back out of this situation and just let it happen. If somebody is about to make a decision to ruin their freaking life, I'm sorry. I hate saying this. They're telling me you have to let them do it. People have to live their charts. So if somebody is in a relationship that is destroying them, as much as you want to step in, it is not your place, because you are not a part of that. This is hard to hear, especially when we're dealing with, like, our kids. I don't know the whole situation, but I am seeing a child, a kid, not like a kid, like Miss Gracie or my little guy. I'm seeing like your child, however old they are. One of them, like, I just feel like just constant bad decisions. I also feel like you're trying to make up for something, like by like, I feel like you want to protect and you want to nurture, and the universe is saying that's wonderful. Do it after all of this turns to poop, because there is nothing at all you can do to help or save this person or these people. They have to go through whatever this is. They're not going to die as far as I can see, but they are going to learn critical life lessons that, yes, if you stepped in and they took your advice, they wouldn't learn. They'd go through something different, but they'd end up right back at that lesson eventually anyway. It's really hard, but now is the time to just let things happen, to trust that the universe knows what it's doing, that their guides and their team knows what they're doing, and that even though it's painful, try to turn it into a positive, right? Like, you know, they're learning a great lesson for life. They're going to come out of this so much lighter and brighter, and hopefully that is the case. But it's not your place right now to do anything about that. Miss Wendy, did you hear what I just said about, like, ability? What's up, girl, by the way? Thank you for texting me. I had a rough week. Someone in my family tried to unalive themselves. One of the younger, my niece. And again, not trying to put my business out there, but we need prayer for her. But we're dealing with a lot. I'm dealing with a lot. This retrograde is ridiculous. Looking at if I go to Gold Country Paracon, will I find or make connections to help me with direction and psychic medium work? Okay. That's kind of why I wanted to have you live stream on my channel, Miss Lara. You have that space to do whatever you want. Like, if you want to go in there and tell people, like, I want to practice, being mediumship. I know your confidence in that is low. I get it. But just understand that, like, you have at least that platform, right? I don't have the biggest platform, but yeah, I want to help, like, if I can. You're amazing, and, like, I trust your ability, which I don't trust a lot of people's ability. People in here I do, because I can see y'all, but, like, I see a lot of frauds and fakes, remote viewers, people like that, and it just messes me up. All right, who's next? Make them say, oh, na, na, na.
Smoochie.
I made this chicken and rice dish tonight. It was so good.
I made homemade. Go ahead.
Homemade what?
I made homemade potato soup with ham.
I love
Actually, we used Spam. I couldn't find the ham, so I used Spam that actually turned out really good.
Miss Pixie, do you know I get the same thing? I always get crickets. And this is not to say anything bad about y'all. But I feel like, Miss Pixie, as my channel grows, you and I can grow together in that. Possibly at some point, once it gets a little bigger, like 10,000 subs, which I'll get in the next 5 months. We can do it together, because I do plan on going live on TikTok. I have about 500 followers. I need 500 more. And I'm going to do mediumship. I'm going to do medium through music. I'm going to do automatic writing. You're more than welcome to pop in with me, and we'll put your information like in the description box. You know what I mean? Because I think that you can really help people in a very significant way. I am sorry. I'm rambling. I'm sorry, guys. Please don't be mad with me. It's been a long week. Pixie, I'm going to use Dark Goddess again.
No,
so anyway, I put sofrito, sazon, and adobo, and I didn't use it, but I found this new spice. It's brown sugar garlic. Oh, it's so good on like steak. And for my birthday, Blue Crossroads sent me these like barbecue rubs, like meat rubs. So good. Yeah, I can't do it. Smoochie.
Yes. I thought you said Pixie.
I probably did say Pixie. I meant Smoochie though.
I was like, wait.
Because she's like, it's not my turn. Guys, I am like, when I go back and listen to this, I hate me. So I can understand why people don't want to be in this stream. I can't help it though. Like, I'm a natural open book. I'm just me. So anyway, you got Ran, and I believe it's pronounced Ron. Smoochie, I do not like this. I've never pulled this card before. Where is Melissa Nicole? This is the card of... Okay, Smoochie. So now we need to talk. And that's my mom voice. Don't mess with it. Oh, I miss my buddy. There's a like big drive-in screen down the street right at the end. They're having the Super Mario Brothers movie play at the church. And RJ went with his dad. And I just wish I could have went. But that's what I mean. Like, I'm working, you know. Ran. Okay. Miss Smoochie, destructive action, harm, abuse, cruelty, violence. There is no excuse. Defense is down. Now soft in heart. Compassion aids a kind new start. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Smoochie, you know what you're doing is wrong, yet you still persist with cutting words and sneering glances, ensnaring those who need you within your net of abuse. Now, this may not be your energy, so just hold on a minute. That's right. I said abuse. It sounds harsh, but when you take advantage of others, be it for money, affection, time, or the limelight, you are abusing the situation or relationship, however subtle your ways. I feel like somebody's doing this to you. Time to stop. You have so many more endearing qualities about you that using the cheap trick of hitting others where it hurts is quite honestly beneath you. Rand comes to remind you that you have so much more to offer others than a sharp tongue or clenched fist. You have a most compassionate heart, Smoochie, so don't let it harden. And that's what's happening here. Okay? Your heart is hardening. You're becoming jaded. You're becoming comfortable in the cycle. Rand knows all too well. Oh, guide, advise, and relate to others with kindness, and you too will benefit greatly. Rand knows all too well what is to be feared, looked upon with dread, or only good for dealing with those already past. Remember, you are here for the living. Smoochie, how much more clearer can we be? Learn to manage your anger. You're running the risk of losing a loved one to someone else. Take long walks by the sea. Be romantic. Praise others more often. Don't be afraid if you don't have all the answers. Be open to the help that is about to be offered to you. 1, help is on the way. 2, Smoochie, oh my God, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I don't want to give this message. I really don't want to do it. Smoochie, I would just, what I'm getting from your team is that I would force myself to be more kind, particularly to your husband. He may not have long, and you're going to have to live with that human regret when he passes. He is verbally abusive to you. He is not being kind. I don't know if this is because of the sickness. You're fed up, and I get that. But this card is saying, like, please remember that we're not, these bodies, being smoochy is not eternal. There are so many others of you, and we all die, and we all recycle and come into either the past, the present, or the future again. It's really hard to be kind to someone who you feel hates you, right? No matter how many olive branches you extend. I get it. I go through it all the time. I cry and I'm like, I'm trying so hard, and this person still judges me and hates me, and all I'm doing is like trying to love them so much, and the only thing they could see is like the things that I'm doing wrong, right? And I know how hard that is. I'm like really upset right now because I feel you. I feel like your husband may not have long. So if you can't bring yourself to an energy of just like loving him right now, then you can't. But you will have many regrets once he passes, and he will pass. And I'm sorry. Who's next?
Joey's next. Okay.
I feel like everything's like so serious. I'm sorry, guys. I try to keep it light, but the messages I can't not give them.
You got to do what you got to do.
Let's do Halloween. Watch Barnbrack come out. All right, Joey, you're up. Kelsey, hi. Welcome. Oh, Candy, I'm so glad you're hanging out. Thank you so much. Joey, everyone new that came in. Smoochie, I love you, girl. Joey, thank you. I take on like your guys, what you're feeling. When I'm reading for you, I connect to your energy. So if you're like super excited in the moment, that's how I'll be. But a lot of the time I pick up the lower vibrational energy of people. I open myself to it. So when I'm crying, it's usually like that with Smoochie's energy on me. Yeah, it's not easy. I did some readings a couple years ago that I didn't give to the person because their reading was they were going to die, and they did die a month later. I don't like having to give those messages. I don't think it's fair, but it's the trade-off, right, for being what I am. It's very highly unusual for me to get those messages. Thank you, Miss Pixie. That's what I want. I want everyone to be like, when I go into Gemma's stream, I feel good and I feel confident. And, you know, make sure you check out my shorts, guys, please. So New England Dirt Roadie, like our chakras get blocked. You and I worked on that. You probably didn't realize it, but I had you burn some stuff, the black salt. That was opening your chakras to the energy of the universe. But sometimes so much darkness or pain or lower vibrational energy will get sucked in and it will block them. Kelsey, no problem. Just hang out. I do talk between the readings. It takes a little bit of time. If you're in a hurry and have to leave for any reason, we'll try to get you in ahead. So, Joey, you got the owl. Wise seeing, wise action. Silent, winged, and wise, all-seeing creature of the night, show me the way. I will follow you in flight. Owls have for thousands of years been part of folklore and have been considered a special or sacred animal. With their huge forward-facing eyes and otherworldly appearance, they have been seen as both wise and as harbingers of the supernatural. There are many hundreds of species of owls, and almost all are nocturnal and carnivorous. Interestingly, they all have specially designed feathers that enable them to fly silently at night, giving them an incredible hunting advantage, sort of like having a stealth mode. Many deities were said to be able to change into owls, and perhaps the most famous was the Greek goddess Athena, who was famous for her strategy and intelligence. To this very day, the capital city of Greece, Athens, has Athena's owl as its symbol. Should the hooting owl come looking for you this Halloween, Joey, it indicates the need for wise counsel or further information before you make any decisions. Considered action is warranted. Think before you act emotionally, and ensure that you are thinking strategically, not impulsively. So I just want to look up. I have it on my calendar, but my calendar is under my computer. I do feel okay. So, okay. Joey, the first thing is when we are in, yes, Smoochie, Ghost, if you didn't see it, put Mer on the list, please. So if you didn't know, in a Mercury retrograde, which we're in until August 28th. No, Batmom, I was just saying that was like a part of the ritual. Jarvis, what's up? So until August 28th, and then like a week after, we have like the shadow phase, right? So you should not be making any major decisions, no major purchases, no, signing legal documents, no signing anything, like no major decisions. Now, what I'm seeing here is there is something coming in, if it's not in your life already. Like, you may intrinsically know what this is, or you may be like, Gems, I have no idea. In the next 2 weeks, there is a major decision coming. And I feel like, I just said, pick up energy. I feel like I will effing, like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight for this. You are not going to take this from me, or you're not going to force. There's something here that someone is trying to like basically shove down your throat, and you're not having it, like, at all. The thing is, the universe is saying, take a step back, let them act a fool, let them show their ass. You know what you want. You know that you're in the right. I would say before September 1st, do not make any major decisions, and make sure that there's someone that's trying to goad you into like a reactive abuse response. For example, they just keep poking you and poking you and poking you until finally you explode. And then they're like, look how you act. Don't get sucked into that. This person or these people, it's toxic. It's chaotic. Like, no. Take a step back. If you need to reach out to someone in your family or a friend that can like bring you down back to earth, so you don't like punch this person in the face or like whatever. I just feel like it's like a battle. Like, you want so badly to snap, and the universe is like, don't, like, keep doing what you're doing. I don't know when you're getting the teeth removed. Just like, I would not recommend during a retrograde, but if you have to, you have to. Just, make sure you're going to a good dentist. I feel like I look raggedy today. I tried to look so pretty, and I feel like I look raggedy. I know you guys are going to say I look great. Thank you. I do appreciate it. But we're our own worst critics. Who's next? You're
Heather
very
B.
welcome for coming in. Heather B.
And Kelsey, just hang tight. After you do Heather, do Mer for Smoochie.
You got it.
And then we'll do Katie, Sweet Pea, and Wendy, then Miss Pixie.
Who's Sweet Pea?
That's her daughter, Katie.
Oh, I'm like, I know about Mom. I know. Oh, Jarvis. Aw. You guys are so sweet. I love you all so much. This is my weekly pick-me-up. Besides hanging out with my son, this is my pick-me-up.
Hang in there, Chris. Hopefully I get to come down soon.
You got this. Did you hear, Chris, what Gen Z is calling things that are like crappy? You don't want anything to do with it. You know what they're like? They're like, yo, that's Ohio, bro. That's so Ohio.
Don't you say that in front of my face.
I don't know why Ohio.
Oh, it's not the fact we're so chill here. I mean, most of the people, yeah, we get some weirdos, but then again, all the states have them.
I'm from Jersey. I know all about weirdo. Joey, you are so welcome. I hope my raggedy looks even half as good as you. You're so sweet, Miss Pixie. You're always a pick-me-up. You really are. All right, Heather, you got Puss in Boots. I actually really like this card. I used to hate it because it came out all the time. But this is actually a good card. Heather, I was my young master's only inheritance. At first, that despaired him, but soon he understood that I was no ordinary cat. I asked for a pair of boots and promised him that I would make him rich. I built a whole plan. I told everyone that my master was the Marquis de Carabas. I made him meet the king's daughter, and I defeated an ogre whose castle became my master's. He married the princess. Today he's rich and happy, and so am I. Heather, your situation may not be bright at first sight, but don't ever be discouraged. Put on your boots and hat and try to turn things to your advantage. Learn to fall on your feet like a cat. Make fire of any wood. Use your cunning and your skills. Adapt to the situation and make the most of it. Maybe it will take some harmless shenanigans. That's no big deal. For in the meantime, it will lead you to where you want to be. After this reading, I got to step out for 1 second. I feel like someone's trying to get in my downstairs door. Probably that freaking 800-pound bear, but whatever. Heather, things aren't as they seem. Okay, they're home. That's why. Things aren't as they seem. There's something here that I feel like you've been going through for a really long time. And like, you know where you stand now. I feel like you've energetically, like, or at least emotionally disconnected. Like, you're just doing you. You're still in this situation, but I feel like it's not like the center of your universe anymore. You've come to terms with what's going on, what the real deal is. And this is the universe saying, like, the more you do that, the better your situation's going to get. Like, keep doing you, focusing on you, pouring into yourself. This isn't selfish. This is you recognizing that a certain person or people in your life just aren't supposed to be there anymore. And I feel like even though that's a hard thing to accept, I feel like, you know, for the most part, you've got that. This is the universe saying, like, look, things are hard, but you are spiritually aligning with your path. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Even when it seems like everything is turning to poop, it's not. It's changing so that it can create a better life for you, a better you. You are going to come out of this a healed woman, which is something that a lot of people spend their lives trying to become a fully healed person, and they never do. I feel like you're just ready to move on from what and or whoever this, you know, toxic thing is. You may not be physically or financially or whatever, emotionally even able to yet, but you are on the right path. And this card is saying, like, even when it seems everything's turning to poop, and it is, it's because you are going to make something so much better of it once you come out of the dark night of the soul, which will probably be by the end of the year. And that's for all of us. So don't get discouraged, and know that, like, keep telling yourself when something bad, quote unquote, happens, like, oh, that happened for a reason. So when I lost making $3,000 to $4,000 a month overnight, they were like, oh, by the way, your contract was terminated. We sent you the thing a month ago. Sorry you didn't get it. Have a nice life. I was like, oh my God. So what I did was I changed the narrative. And I'm like, that happened because that contract I could only write for them, part of the contract. So that happened because something so much better is going to come in. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was still contracted with so-and-so. So the problem with me is I can't stay in that narrative. I keep coming out of it and not manifesting, and the universe is telling you not to do that. Like, stay as focused as you can on the fact that things are changing seemingly for the worse, but for the better. You got this. Life with Bobby. Anyone else that I missed? And Anna, did you ever make pancakes from scratch in bacon grease? So you cook the bacon, you take the bacon out, and you cook the pancakes in the grease. Girl. Who's next?
Nice eating all the time. Food. Everywhere I go, everybody's talking about food.
It
Next,
happens.
you did Heather, right?
Yes, I did. You're welcome, Heather.
Okay, so do Wendy and Katie.
Yeah, Chris, I don't know exactly how much it weighs. It was actually my husband and my son coming home, which is weird because I don't know if the movie ended, but this thing is huge, and he's always on the front porch. You know that they separate. Yes, I am, Joey. Simple as I love it. I am. But I want to get to a place where I'm fighting like for others' spirits. Like there is a spiritual war going on. And the reason I do this for free or donation, I mean, I charge for like personals and like one-on-ones, spiritual advice boxes. And I charge a pretty good amount. But that's because it's important. There is a spiritual war going on. And I eventually want to open a retreat on the beach. It's going to be like a big mansion place, a chef's kitchen and all that stuff, and just have people come in for like 2 weeks at a time and have, a Reiki master, a sound healer, just everything, all the tools, work with crystals, meditate, yoga, Tai Chi, like I want them to come and just relax. Jacuzzi, maybe an infinity pool. That is my goal. And the reason I want all that, yes, I want to be YouTube famous, but I want to have the money to do that. That is my 10-year plan. And I want to be a warrior for others' souls and spirits, not in a religious way where I'm coming at them. Elbow drop the bear. No, but I wanted to pet the cubs. 5 cubs and a mama came one time because I left corn on the cob. I was going to a barbecue. I left it on the porch. I forgot it. And when I came back, it was nighttime. I didn't see it. And there were 4 or 5 cubs eating the corn. I have video of it right up against my screen door. And my son was like 1.5 at the time. And he just kept going, oh, because that's what he did when he wanted to pet an animal. I was like, dude, you cannot. The mother was right there. But you won't see the mother and the babies with the dad. Because what happens is the father bear wants to mate again. And the mother bear is taking care of the cubs. So the father bear will actually eat or kill the cubs just to be able to mate with the mom again. So the mom always takes the cubs away. Anyway, sorry about that. Oh my God, I'm talking so much. So sorry, guys. Who's next? Wendy and Katie.
Yes.
I remembered at the last minute. All right, I'm going to do Katie first, and we're going to do fairy tale. Then Wendy, I'm going to do lantern for you. Yeah, and me too. Lara, your team already chose Queen Maeve. This is a very special deck. I don't use it that often because the stories sometimes get long. Sweet Pea, yeah. Yep. I use it like on very rare occasions. I've been using it more lately because I feel like the messages are really strong. You got Thumbelina, and it is the card of expectations, card number 13. Okay. This one's a little long, guys, so just bear with me. The whole summer, poor little Thumbelina lived alone in the great wood. She plaited a bed for herself of blades of grass and hung it up under a clover leaf so that she was protected from the rain. She gathered honey from the flowers for food and drank the dew on the leaves every morning. Thus the summer and autumn passed, but then came winter, the long, cold winter. Katie, this is a long, complicated, and very sweet-natured tale. It's about yearning to have a child and what we do to bring about fertility. This doesn't necessarily mean a child, so let me just get through it and explain. Don't panic. It's very pagan in its values. As a woman who wishes to have a child asks a fairy for her help, she receives it in the form of a barley corn, an echo of corn, a symbol used in fertility rites since ancient Greece. She pays the price. She deals honorably with the fairy, and she plants the little barley corn. A massive flower grows in its place, and she is so overwhelmed by its beauty, she kisses it, and the petals open, and within lies her daughter, a tiny being, quote, scarcely as long as her thumb, end quote. So she is named Thumbelina, given a walnut shell for her bed, and she has a beautiful voice, and she sings, the likes of which has never been heard. But her size makes her vulnerable, and she's stolen by a toad who wants Thumbelina for her son's bride. In turn, she is rescued by a school of fishes who feel sorry for her. Thumbelina's fate is constantly being decided by people around her, and in all this, in the quest for where she truly belongs in her home and her true family. In it also is the quest for her true nature. Is she a fairy? Is she a flower? Is she part human? What is this being, and where in the world does she belong? Does this sound familiar from what we've been talking about? Finally, Thumbelina begins to make her way throughout the world. She ties a part of her clothing to a butterfly and flies away. Entering the element of air, she becomes more clever, though she does not lose her compassion. She's told she's ugly and she's abandoned. She weaves her own bed from grass and she hangs a leaf to create a roof over her head. She drinks the nectar of flowers and she makes it through winter. She cannot care for herself anymore and moves in with a dormouse who introduces her to a mole who, of course, wants to marry her. But he's blind, and he, quote, spoke slightingly of the sun and the flowers because he had never seen them, end quote. And he cares nothing for the birds, and upon finding one frozen, he pushes it away, caring nothing for its strong, scorning it for its failure to stay alive. But Thumbelina carries flowers to the bird and sings songs to it, and then lays her head upon the bird's chest and hears its little heartbeat. So she goes from being powerless and homeless to being strong enough to bring a soul back to life. And for this, she is rewarded with friendship, with home, and with her true family, for she finds fairies to be folk amongst whom she can live. But first, she has discovered so much about herself and her love of the natural world and her love for all of the wild creatures that give her wisdom. This is a tale of empowerment, finding your own way and making your own friendships and relationships. Katie, it's time, therefore, for you to learn how to care for yourself, to choose for yourself, and yet not to lose your warm heart along the way. The times when you have been ridiculed and rejected for being different will become a memory, and you will in time find your own true name, the song of your soul. How perfect. This is why I only pulled out the big guns every once in a while. Katie, first of all, the child thing, I'm not saying that you're having sex, not saying that. If you are, let's just get this out of the way. Be very, very careful. You will get pregnant. Hope you're not doing that, but I'm sorry, Wendy, I have to give the message. I feel like this is a fertile time, not as a woman. I just mean like energetically. I feel like you're becoming empowered. And I do feel like that has to do with the readings and like what I've been talking to your mom about, like understanding why, you don't ever talk to guys, why you have felt, if you don't feel, still have felt rejected or wronged in some way. Every one of us feels that, and we go through that, particularly at your age. What this card is saying is you're special, right? And I don't mean that like in a conceited, like I'm better. You're not better than anybody, not worse, but not better. You're just vibrating a lot higher and on a different plane. So you see things and feel things, and people aren't going to understand that immediately. So it's going to take some time for you to find your people that you can go up to and say, I just saw the spirit of so-and-so. And, it'll get to the point more than likely, like with me, where I'm watching a documentary about the murder of Biggie and Tupac. And like one of them appears in my room talking about the rice pudding I'm eating. It happens. It's going to take time for you to find someone that really understands you. Joey, hold that thought. This is a time where the universe is offering you anything that you want. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to end up? This is a comforting card telling you that it doesn't matter if you're rejected by the people around you. The universe, source, God, if that's what you believe, loves you so much that he put a special mark on you for you to be a messenger to others. And it's so cruel that people aren't going to understand it. You're not alone, though. You are surrounded by a very, very powerful team of energies and spirit and entities that want to help you. In the next 2 weeks, I would say, like, try to find your people, but this is kind of an exercise. So here's what I want you to do, and I'll make this quick, and we'll talk more about this when I can get with you and your mom. Energetically trust, right? So this is your goal for the next 2 weeks. When you're around someone, say hi, whatever you normally do, introduce yourself, and then just feel them out. Not with touch, not really with sight, with your inner sight. How do they feel? Once you learn to do that and trust it, if you can do that at a young age, you will be so much better off. Don't make any major decisions. I just see you crying. I don't know why I'm seeing this. I feel like it's like this feeling of rejection. Divine, I will timestamp you, yes. And the universe is saying, like, use that power to understand that you're the one choosing for them to reject you. You're putting them off with your energy because they don't belong. Energetically feel people out. You can even write down, like, Bob does not feel like I want to be around him. Jamie, yeah, she seems pretty awesome. Something like that. Oh, hi, Josephine. I'm really excited to guide you and hopefully lead you and teach you. I really am. Especially, like, your age is what amazes me, because I feel like you were brought here for a reason, so that you don't have to suffer and struggle through life like I did. You are a very special person. Again, not better than, but different. You are different. And that can feel lonely and scary. And, like, you can be like, why do I have to be the one? You will find out. Start using your inner knowledge. It's going to be, if you can trust that, learn to trust it, and you will. You could, like, never make a wrong decision. It's your intuition. You're in a place right now where you're finding your way. Make sure you leave yourself open to opportunities. Take opportunities that, like, you normally wouldn't. Again, nothing dangerous. I still see a car accident. I see 3 girls and a guy. I don't know what that's about. It's always in the back when I'm reading for you. So, watch who you get into a car with. I'm getting very rude, snotty energy from them, so I don't think you'd be around them anyway. Hang tight. Make your decisions based on intuitive, not on what anyone else says. Joey Hayes says, Gemma, if you could please read stories, it would be fantastic. I really appreciate that. So I'm actually in September rebranding. So I'm doing a lot of things different. The one thing I'm going to be doing, and I'm glad you said that because it's encouraging. The one thing I'm going to be doing is putting a hyperlink in the Audible books. And it's going to say, if you want to hear the author narrate this story, click here. It'll bring them to my channel. I'm going to be narrating. I'm going to have probably a different backdrop. I'm going to do black and white, make it a little spooky, maybe some candles. And I'm going to narrate each and every story in all 3 volumes of Campfire, all 3 volumes of Gone. Each one is going to be a different video. They're going to be like 6 or 7 minutes long, maybe 10. And I'm hoping that works to, like, build the channel up. But I always get people that tell me, like, I always use this as an example. Someone did say this, that my voice sounds like a cat got hit by a train and was dragged screaming for 20 miles. So I appreciate you. Katie, you're going to be all right. You got this, girl. Someone's, like, mean to you and you don't understand why, or, like, you want to be a part of something and you're not. Always remember in your head, like you have no idea about real life. These people do not have real life. They're having a regular teenage experience which unfortunately you can't have, but it's very fortunate because you have so much more energetically. I don't meet people like me ever. So I'm excited to have you at your age. You're so malleable, and I mean that in the best possible way. I'm excited to guide you and yeah, be aware of the driving thing. You have an amazing mom that's on your side. My mom was always on my side too. My dad thought I was possessed and called me evil. My dad loved me, but I could not talk about my gifts or abilities with him. No, right? I mean, what an insult to a cat. No, it's better than the person that told me to start a gas leak in my house and make sure all the windows were closed. All right, Miss Wendy.
Be one hell of a buzz.
I almost died of carbon monoxide poisoning once. My oldest son was about 6 months old. I had him in his crib, which was in my mom's apartment next to the kitchen. I was laying on the couch, and after like 4 hours, I was so sick. I was crawling, and he was like weird color. I called my stepdad. He had to run home. My mom had cooked, and the pilot on the stove had gone out. The whole house was filled with gas. Luckily, I didn't smoke at the time. We could have died. I was on the floor crawling and puking by the time he got home, and I thought I was poisoned, but I guess I was, but I felt like it was bad. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure.
Miss Wendy, we're going to use Aether. Oh no, Lantern. We decided on Lantern. Yeah, it was bad. My mom was rushing to go to bingo and she forgot to relight the pilot. It was like this little tiny apartment they lived in until they got their townhouse. And the pilot was always going out, but my stepdad always smelled it. I never smelled it. Being jealous. I know. And you know what? I started calling them out on it, like, and they never respond back. I'm always like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. What do you do on your channel? You know what I'm saying? Someone was like, 2 weeks ago, they're like, wow, age was not good to you. And I'm like, how do I know you? What do you look like? And when you're 41 recovering from addiction with 5 kids, let me know how you look. Nothing back. I have an extra tooth. I was supposed to get it taken out and get braces, but I didn't want braces. And my parents were like, okay, if you don't want them. So I have an extra vampire tooth. Pixie said, bone girl. That's right. All right, Miss Wendy. Oh, you're not going to believe that a pregnant woman is on this card. Somebody's having a baby. Somebody's having a baby, Wendy. I'm sorry to say it, but somebody's having a baby. This is driving me crazy because I keep seeing baby, pregnant, baby, pregnant, baby, pregnant. It's not your daughter. It's not you. Someone around you is going to have a baby. It could be a godchild. It could even be like a neighbor you're close with or a friend. Somebody is, excuse me, somebody is having a baby. Creative power. Release your alchemical energy into the world. And I think that's what it is. Like, people have a bad day and they're like, well, I can abuse this person on YouTube because they're not, you know what I mean? Like, say it to me in the streets. You know, the way I am now, I wouldn't hurt anybody. But if you messed with me 10 years ago, we're going to have a problem. I'm not proud of that. They're lucky I'm Gemma. You know, like Cardi B said, you don't want to mess with Belcalis, like Cardi B. Card number 12. I appreciate everyone waiting around, listening to me. I do appreciate it. I love this stream. So next is Myrrh for Smoochie. Paranormal Pixie. JJ, if you're still here, let us know. Wendy, inspiration, like intuition, is a way of our spirit self reaching out to us. Our creative energy comes into full power when we immerse ourselves in realizing our vision. At the beginning of an inspired undertaking or journey, we are the living potential for a particular outcome or adventure. However, it's not until it's created or happens that we become the creator. In this sense, our process and action shape us into a fuller expression of who we really are. Creative energy changes what already exists into something else. As the living portal through which this happens, creativity and energy. Creativity is an energy and practice that will always change us. Exactly how is impossible to predict from the outset. The ongoing tension between knowing and not knowing what we're doing is the creative process at its rawest. Once we accept the call to creative action, we are on an often accelerated, wild, and primal ride that requires our trust, surrender, and dedication. Most of all, it requires our persistence throughout all that we do not anticipate the creative undertaking or life-changing challenge to involve. It may be time to release yourself from whatever is preventing you from making an avoided project, a significant change, or a persistent desire happen. The mother encourages you to trust the creative process and surrender to its power and your inherent resourcefulness. Let your spirit self's knowing guide you. That's what I was saying to Katie. Let the energy guide you. She also wishes for you to take care of yourself in areas that feel particularly vulnerable during your creative process. Prioritize your needs. Ensure that they're met in a safe and stable environment. That way, your creative energy may flow constructively, optimally, and healthily through your mind, body, and emotions to manifest the best possible outcome. Again, always be sure to seek what you need and accept it when it shows up. So, Miss Pixie, you are just so kind. You're just like, so many of you are, but like, you're just like genuinely good. You know, I think a lot of us are, and others don't see that in us. Wendy, you're also coming into ability, not anything like myself or Katie, but like, this is you, like being inspired, making hard decisions, like I'm just using this as an example, like the past 15 years, you wanted to go back to school, but like you weren't encouraged. It was kind of a sideline thing. You had this, that, and the other to do. The universe is saying now would be the time to do something like that. I said this to someone else earlier. If you've been wanting to do something for a long time, now is the time. Come September 1st. I wouldn't say in the next 2 weeks, but I would say come September 1st, going forward, there's going to be opportunity after opportunity for you to really be who you were meant to be. There's something I hear outrageous, right? I don't feel like I feel like it will look outrageous to like people who don't understand, but there is something here that you want to do, build, create, and you may feel like it's just like a pipe dream. The universe is saying it's not. If you really want it, you can manifest it and the universe will bring it to you. The problem I'm seeing is that your eyes are not open to it. You're not pouring into yourself. You're so busy taking care of everyone else and doing what you do. And it's just like every day, like nothing changes if nothing changes. Did I read for Mark?
Who? Mark. Yes, didn't you?
I don't know. So, Wendy, it's time to like start making small changes every day. Dude, when I had to do this in recovery, it was so simple. It was like when I get into the shower, normally I wash my hair, shave my legs, whatever I do. I just did all that backwards. It's doing something different to get yourself out of your habit. Okay. So if you put your pants on before your socks, tomorrow I want you to put your socks on before your pants. It sounds stupid, but it gets you in the mindset of doing things a different way because that's what you need. Mark, did I read for you?
Yes, you did read for him.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I remember now. So Kelsey Gray, if you're still here, please let us know. And thank you for being patient. I do talk a lot. People get mad, but I mean, it's my stream. Y'all can do what you want on yours. This bee sting is burning so bad right now. I have on duckbill nails, so they should. I love it. I know everyone hates it. The shape of these nails, they're like duckbills, but I love them. All right, Mur is next. Kelsey, you are coming up, so just hang tight, yes. Okay?
I think JJ left, so I'll put her in his place.
Yeah, okay.
Put them in their place. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know boy or girl, so pardon me there.
I believe JJ was boy. I'm not 100% male, but I think so. Okay, Mur, we're going to use deep, dark, and dangerous. Mark, yes, be blessed. You are an amazing person. Thank you, Miss Katie. I thought they were. People are like, ew. I'm like, listen, I'm comfortable with them. I usually wear super duper long nails. The duckbill ones, I'm just very comfortable with. I like them.
That's what I use.
Oh, okay.
That's what I use.
Okay. I didn't know that. My dad always told me put mud, but I wasn't in a position to rub mud on I don't even know if the stinger is out, to be honest with you.
It will draw all that out. It will draw it all out. I was just
standing there. I had socks that were black that came up like by my ankles. I had my Crocs on, and they had a little green alien on them. And I think the bee stung where the alien, I don't know what happened. Oh my God, it's just so bad now. Joey, I actually had to do it without a sponsor, without a group, without anything. I had to sit in my house and do it. I don't drive, and there was no encouragement. It was like the drugs are out of your system. You should be good. If you're not, that's your problem. Basically what I lived through.
Mike.
I know, but you still use the Milani lip gloss, so you're good. All right, Spirit. Let's do something for Meredith here. Joey, I don't know if it's out. I'm going to check after stream. It itches really bad. I have a mark there, but I don't see like a stinger sticking out.
You know, and if you still have an allergy medicine I sent you, take that too, and that will help with the itching.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, so Meredith, you got card number 35. It's dangerous. You got chaos, the harpy. The situation will evolve very quickly. Remove yourself from the influence of chaotic people and situations. Stand firm. Justice is being sought actively and may well be found. Organizing influences must be found to turn chaos into advantage. Do not be hungry for the wrong things. Meredith, in today's lexicon, we only hear about the word harpy as a derogatory term for a shrill and unpleasant woman. Women who are outspoken and who work within patriarchal systems often get that term thrown their way, and it references a screeching and thoroughly ugly and unpleasant creature of the ancient Greek and Roman worlds. The origins of the harpies were associated with the elements of air and wind. The most destructive winds were caused by the harpies and always brought with them the terror and chaos. Traditionally, harpies flew. They were a woman-bird hybrid at great speeds and came crashing through the air without warning. The harpies in their oldest mythos were ugly and fierce, with claws, bird wings, terrible voices, and sharp teeth, and they were always, always hungry. This hunger, never satiated, meant that they would swoop down and steal food from humans and take cattle and even people sometimes. If someone disappeared without warning, it was said that the harpies carried them off. In many ways, the harpies embodied chaos. They also, as justice bringers, brought justice and structure to situations that required retribution or some kind of just punishment. So your planned companion is Dragon Arum, and your crystal companion is one of my favorites because the green is my favorite color. It's malachite. So, Miss Mare, there's definitely some chaos here. There is... I feel very chaotic. This is what happens when I read and there's a lot of chaos. So I'm already scattered. Meredith, there's a situation in your life that like you cannot control. No matter how badly you want to change it, control it, there's nothing you can do. People have to walk their paths. I do feel like this is outside of you. So I'm not talking about like right now. There's something going on outside of you. So it could be your parents. It could be something with your dad where there's just nothing you can do. Don't get sucked in to like your mom's anger. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I just mean like when you're around someone who's angry all the time, sometimes you can pick up that energy. And Smoochie, I love you. I don't want to see you like that, but that is how you are right now. Very bitter and undetermined, right? And that's okay. I'm not judging you, honey, because I've been there. I'm there a lot. But Meredith, you have to focus on you. You cannot allow the chaotic energy of others, whether it's your mom's situation or not. It could be anything. It could be your husband. There is definitely something here that is like not good for you. But at the same time, there's nothing you can do in this moment because this is a lesson that you charted yourself to learn. So I'm going to use an example. Say you're in a relationship and you find out your husband is cheating on you. By the way, I do see a third party here. So if you're married or dating, it's not necessarily cheating. This could be an emotional connection over the internet. Somebody is straying emotionally, if not physically. And I don't mean that to hurt you. I feel like you just need to kind of turn it around. You're going to have to be the one to extend the olive branch, to bring the kindness, to force yourself to smile and fake it till you make it, right? This is believing something is going to work until it does or until it fantastically doesn't. And it's time to move on. But right now, I would say now through at least the first week of September, don't make any major decisions. You shouldn't be doing that anyway because of the retrograde. But it's like just sit back, relax, take notes if you need to. There's something going on around you that is going to cause chaos, a tower moment, a death, not an actual death, not literally. Death meaning a major, major change. And you're just going to have to sit in the chaos and learn to center yourself. This is a major, major lesson that if you don't learn, whatever you step into next, it'll be chaotic again. You will not release the energy of the chaos until you've sat quietly, allowed everything to happen without stepping in and learned the lesson you're supposed to learn. Jules! There she is. Before I was like, speaking of balls, where's Jules? Who's next?
Pixie.
All right, Miss Pixie Girl. Let me just get the deck.
And Candy B, if you're still here, let me know, please.
Queen Mabe. Jules, I wouldn't doubt it, baby girl. Like we just talked about Thumbelina. Extremity of Rage, card number 36. Interesting. Feel your anger, Lara. Rage is only shameful if you think it is. In its way, it can rush through you like beauty or pleasure, much like the sparkle of a killing frost or the roar of a wildfire. Human teachings that place emotions on a spectrum of bad to good are absolutely ridiculous, much like your pretty declarations that one day's weather passes muster while another is dreary, nasty, or simply should not be. How pathetic it is to rail against such forces of nature rather than making the most of them and learning to channel the unique beauty and magic they contain. See, this is strange because I'm getting a very strong calm right now. Thank you, Joey. If you try pulling back from an emotion, it's like pulling back an arrow in a bow. Your attempt will, at best, postpone its expression while all the while increasing in momentum and rage. Pixie, we did talk about this last week, confronting someone. Or at least bringing to light something that you've been keeping buried. Instead, locate and identify the rage. Where is it? Why are you angry and at whom? Is it ever even possible that you're feeling something akin to hate? Don't hold back. Admitting your feelings to yourself, even your revenge fantasies, hurts no one. And without acknowledging that you hold them, you can never let them go, let alone channel them towards creating positive change. If you've been trained to believe that nice people don't feel rage or rage is toxic and will cause grievous harm to you and others, waste no time in throwing off the yoke of emotional expression. These teachings are delusional and naive and are designed to keep you from knowing yourself truly, which in turn will keep you from your own power. I was talking about this before. I'm a good person, but I'm not always nice, right? I have boundaries. For example, when you are mistreated, it's natural to feel angry. And eventually, in order to properly heal and move on, you have to admit those feelings and allow them to flow. Without anger, citizens would never rise up against dictators or take the steps necessary to alleviate social injustices. Many a legendary career was chosen out of rage at the existing state of affairs. Even when your rage might be considered disproportionate or inappropriate, it must be felt before you can channel its wisdom, and eventually you have to let it go. Sometimes the healthiest thing for a forest is for it to burn. I'm just stretching my legs, that's why I'm jumping. Once you are clear on exactly how you feel, simply feel it. Punch your pillow if you have to, Lara. Cry, go somewhere where you can yell and scream, dance to the music that mirrors your feelings, create art, or talk to a friend or support person you can trust. Then decide what you want to do next. Make a plan and take care that it's an ethical one with everyone's best interest in mind. Be advised that minimizing or sugarcoating your feelings will never be in anyone's best interest. Let your rage lead you to your courageous determination and act on it. Hey, baby dragon, anyone else I missed? This is not necessarily talking about rage, right? I mean, it is and it isn't. It's talking about you thinking that you have to be a certain way in a certain situation, right? So being who you truly are, I hope, I know that that's who you are here. There is someone or some situation in your life where you feel like you have to be something different. Maybe you can't be Lara, the spiritual healer, when you're with, these people because they don't like that. They think it's evil or whatever. Lara, you're allowed to be who the heck you want to be wherever you are and whoever you're with. And whoever can't handle that, that's kind of a they problem. Here, I do feel like you're suppressing a lot of your true self, either to please someone else or just to keep the peace going along to get along. I feel like if you can have the courage to be who you really are, regardless of what you think others need you to be Lara, even if someone expects a different Lara. Some people look at me and they still see the 86-pound drug addict and they talk down at me and they still treat me as though I'm that person. Yes, that's who I was, but now I can only be me. And I feel like you're pigeonholing yourself to something. People expect this from me, so I better deliver. No, chick. Be who you truly are, even brighter than you are right now, because you're holding back for fear of judgment. This is a big lesson you've got to learn. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this, but this is what I'm hearing. Your career will not advance until you've learned the lesson of being who you truly are. Just putting real Lara out there, and the right people, situations, circumstances, and opportunities will come. They absolutely will. Oh, Jules, you're so sweet. I'm actually good. I just want to do some yoga when I'm done here. Baby Dragon, it's a retrograde, honey. Everyone is insane. It's like a permanent full moon on steroids. Who's next?
I am sorry. Well, Cardi B didn't. Candy B didn't answer. So Cardi B had to go do her show. So go ahead and do Edna.
Joey, you're so sweet, and I'm really proud of you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, I genuinely love recovering addicts. I just feel like we are a special kind of warrior because we fight a war with ourselves every single day, no matter how long it's been. So Candy is here. Who should I do first?
You Candy.
Candy, I am going to use Moonology. Are you okay, Ghost? That was kind of scary. Ashley, I'm so happy you're here. Yeah, we were going to timestamp you. All right, yeah, I know I'm going to read for Candy, and then I'm going to read for you. So, Candy, we're using Moonology Manifestations. I hope Steven's okay. Yeah, please, Ashley. I don't know what that was, but he did look like he was choking. All right, first quarter moon in Aquarius. Trust the universe. Guys, all of these cards are so many of them. What are they saying? Trust the process. Trust the universe. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is your team guiding you. They are there. Netter, that's what I'm trying to figure out. He looks not good. All right, cool. First quarter moon in Aquarius. Candy, it's time to release your grip on a situation. Passion is good, but too much can become manic. Sometimes we feel too much intensity around our dreams because we're scared they won't come true, but that's counterproductive. Live and let live a little. State your intention to the universe and then detach from it. Let it go. Trust that the universe will work for you and see what happens. The tighter your grip now, the more likely you are to lose. This is doubly true if you've been jealous or had issues to do with sex or money. Avoid trying too hard to influence someone else. If you feel stuck or you're making someone else feel stuck, you need to tread carefully. Sometimes stuck people behave recklessly. When this card comes up, there's a risk that you're being too rigid in your thinking, words, or actions. Candy, loosen up and you'll find it easier to overcome the challenges you're facing. So, yeah, I do feel like you're at a breaking point somewhere where, like, you want... I do feel like maybe this is another person where, like, you expected something from this person, this kind of give and take energy. So it could be a boss, a romantic partner. It could be literally anyone, Candy. But you came into whatever this is with high expectations. And it looked like a sneeze choke. But the other person or the other people are not giving. I feel like you may have poured a lot of time, effort, energy, possibly money into whatever this is. And now you're not, like, even love. I feel like someone has cheated you or is cheating you, lying to you, not being honest. And I feel like you want to push the situation. Like, you want to know what's going on. You are frustrated. You're at a breaking point. Here's the thing. The universe is saying, stop giving emotional energy to this. And I know that's hard. That's why as a human being, I would not give you. I wouldn't even think that. But this is what your team is telling you. Detach. Stop giving your energy to what and or whoever this is. Let them do their own thing. Let them make their own decisions. First of all, something reckless. I'm thinking something bad happening, getting in trouble with the law, or I don't know. There's something here that, like, let them go do it. And then they end up in a situation where you're like, wow, I'm really glad I wasn't there. Or you know what I mean? You're strong and you're powerful. Even if you don't know that about yourself, just keep telling yourself, because you are. You deserve better than what and or whoever this is. I see the energy. To me, it looks like dirt. It's disgusting, filthy. It's a light worker not using their light, therefore they're dark. Are you okay, Stephen? Okay. The only advice I'm hearing for you, Candy, is that you need to detach. You deserve better. I do feel like, yes, the no jam card. That's right. I keep forgetting you got that card. I told you my favorite card out of 250 decks, 50 to 70 cards per deck. That is my favorite because I get it. There's something better, someone better, something better, just waiting in the wings for you to detach from this. So for you to quit this job, you're going to get like a higher promotion over here. But you have to be energetically disconnected, detached. You have to force yourself to not care or fake not caring. This person or these people are going to do what they want to do when they want to do it anyway. They do not care about your expectation. They're dark. They're not working with the light that you see. You have to let go of this or it's going to drag you down into like the depth. And right now you're going through awakening. You don't need to be pulled back into the dark night of the soul. I don't know what advice to give you on how. I don't know anything else except you are being told to let them go. They are not good for you. They were brought into your life. Whoever this is or whatever this is was brought into your life so you can learn lessons. Whoever else is involved can learn lessons and part ways. They are not going to end up happy. Whatever they're doing and planning that they're being like this to you, it's going to blow up in their face. And that's not going to happen though until you detach. There is something so much better waiting in the wings, but you have to detach, pour into yourself, and expect better things to come. You got this. It's so hard. And sometimes it's easier. Batmom said something like a couple months ago that really was so simple, but it was so profound. It stuck with me. And it's a lot of the time, it's just easier to stay. Profound simplicity. But you can't stay. It's going to energetically drain you to like a really bad point. I don't know if you know anyone who's in addiction or if there's a risk of that for you. I'm just getting like, watch that. Yeah, that was just an extra message that popped in. Who's next?
Well, sorry about that. Nothing worse than choking on your own saliva, having
Is that what
tremors.
happened?
I was choking on my own saliva and having a tremor at the same time, and it didn't work well.
Right.
Anyways, Edna's next.
Okay, Miss Anna.
And what you see, Jules, is a friend of mine. It's not family. It's a friend.
Yes, you do, Candy. I'm so proud of you. Keep telling yourself that no matter what anyone else says or does, remember that you are magical. We all are magical. We create through thought. That is effing amazing. But we have to learn. We need recall. Because the deal with coming to earth with our souls is that we're not allowed to have recall. Some of us end up with whatever this is. You know, and now I know it's a blessing. I know I do. I haven't figured that one out yet. I've been so busy with my son. Literally, my channel is suffering greatly, and I don't want to put that out there. So I'm just going to say it one more time. If you guys can watch, comment, and like and share, please, if you know anyone that would like this content, and again, you can leave anything. You can leave a question mark, a period. It doesn't matter if you just go in and put a comment. Please, guys, my channel is my baby. I've been working on it for 4 years. It's everything I have. It's my dream. And it's slowly withering because I have to take care of my baby in the summer. When school starts, you're going to see a total rebrand, but I need your guys' help to keep the sub count up. It's really important. So, and if you can donate, but more than that, it's about the channel. Like, let's keep the channel. Joey, you know, I do have an organic one that is like, there's no nicotine in it, but my thing is I gave up enough. So I have 2.5% nicotine in this. I'm slowly going down, but it's taking a lot. All right, Miss Edna. This is absolutely your card. I used Black Moon Lilith. Card number 25. Venus, love and abundance. Oh, I appreciate you guys too. Thank you, Candy. Thank you for coming in and hanging out and being so patient. And Venus loves to make life easier, beautiful, and joyful. She's a sprinkle of cosmic glitter, the life of the party. When this card appears, the opulent energy of Venus is sashaying into your life. Expect financial breakthroughs, romantic improvements, or the desire to change your aesthetic appearance. If you have dealt with any relationship challenges, Venus brings peace. If you have an important negotiation or judicial matter in your life, the scales will tip in your favor. In ancient Roman mythology, Venus is the divine feminine goddess of love, relationships, beauty, fertility, harmony, material worth, and abundance. The planet Venus is called a morning star as its bright magnetic light is visible in the sky at dawn. In astrology, Venus is the planetary ruler of harmonious air sign Libra and sensual earth sign Taurus. Libra is associated with equality, balance, art, beauty, romance, love, and aesthetics. Taurus invokes sensuality, abundance, luxury, fertility, elegance, and nature. Come on, why you do this to me? Venus represents what we find attractive, how we manage our finances. I'm sorry, you'll understand what I'm doing in a minute. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I know. I'm horrific. I got to figure out a way to save this so I don't have to keep doing it every single time. Because I want to know where my Venus is. You can look it up, your Venus too, Anna, if you want. You don't have to do it right now. But Cafe Astrology Free Natal Report, it'll tell you where your Venus is. And it will tell you like all about what that means. And I'm going to tell you a little bit right now. Identify your Venus sign in your natal chart and find out your love needs in the following list. So I'm going to give you the list. You can come back and listen when you find out where your Venus is. My Venus is, everything is in freaking Aries. So I have the sun in Pisces, moon in Libra, ascendant Pisces, Mercury, Aquarius, Venus, Aries, Mars, Aries, Jupiter, Sagittarius. I have a lot of fire. Saturn, Scorpio, Uranus and Neptune, both in Sagittarius, and Pluto in Libra. I have no Earth. None. All right. Venus in Aries, which is mine, is bold energy. Venus in Taurus, romantic sensuality. Venus in Gemini, material stimulation. Cancer, nurturing attention. Leo, play and romance. Virgo, practical stability. Libra, harmony and balance. Scorpio, emotional depth. Sagittarius, adventure and wisdom. Capricorn, tradition and responsibility. Aquarius, eccentricity and uniqueness. Pisces, sentimental love. And Anna, you are magnetic. Love, abundance, and joy are on its way. You know this already, though. You came in the past couple weeks and you're just, sorry, I'm not in the chat. You are just full of abundance and love and light. And I feel like this card is just coming to you to like resonate that. Get the free natal chart. Find out where your Venus is and really dig into that. I do feel like you are energetically changed. Like you have shifted to a high vibration that you really like, the universe is pleading with you to like stay with, because so much abundance and like unexpected blessing and happiness and joy, they're coming in. And as long as you're vibrating as high as you are, you're going to continue to be quote unquote lucky. You guys know I don't believe in luck, but I use the term very loosely. You know what I mean? Like you're bringing this in, you're abundant, you're manifesting it. So let me look real quick for you. So card number 25, Venus in Gemini is, listen, Joey, when you have time, Cafe Astrology, free natal chart. You put your birthday, time, name, place of birth. It gives you like a 70-page outline of your entire personality, your chart. I used to charge $200 to do them. And then I realized people could just get them for free because I had to use the book. I had to consult with Spirit. Cafe Astrology saved a lot of people a lot of money. So Gemini is mental stimulation. What is that? Blue? I'll take it. Thank you. So yeah, what we put out, we get back. I do see like, you know, you're vibrating up here. So people that aren't on your level, again, not better, not worse, just vibrating differently, not seeing eye to eye. The only thing they can do to kind of break your stride is bring you down to their level. That is where you do not want to stoop. And you are vibrating higher. And when we do that, we come out of dark night of the soul and into awakening. You are, right, in the space that almost everyone in here is going to be in by the end of the year. You are what we're aiming for. You have to like hypnotize yourself almost, convince yourself, force yourself to believe you're abundant. And I have an issue with it too. So Joey, Venus is like where your love is, right? How you love. And I'm fiery and bold. Everything's Aries and Sagittarius. And I don't even get along well with Sagittarius people. I do get along well. Sorry, Netter. I didn't mean that. But I'm thinking of my dad. Like his personality just drives me insane. And when I think of Sagittarians, I think of him like no commitment, very spiteful, very stubborn. I think of all the negative aspects. But I love my Sagittarius friends. Okay, who's next?
Nutter, if you want one.
Netter, we're going to use Shaman's Dream. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Oh, so my mom went to Cracker Barrel with my sister, right? And my mom, while they get the table, my mom gets to the table and she goes to use the bathroom to wash her hands and go pee or whatever. She's in there washing her hands. She hears the door open. She looks over. The door is wide open. Nobody walks in. She goes into the stall. She hears someone open the stall next to her and sit. There's nobody there. She's freaking out. She's going pee. She gets up. She goes to run out of the bathroom. As she goes to run out, the door swings open, hits the wall, and slams shut right in front of her. And because of that, you know, for me, that means she needs to open up a little bit more in her ability, right? Nutslap, I didn't hear what you said, honey. I'm sorry. Sagittarius, yeah. It depends on what you are, right? So I'm a Pisces. I'm the exact opposite energy of Sagittarius. But my dad and I get along very well. But I learned that, you know, he was my hero growing up. I still call him daddy, like he's my hero. But when my parents divorced, I blamed everything on my mom. My dad, I love him, but he was very manipulative to me as a child. I realize now who he really is. And, you know, that's who he is. I love him. And he's one of my best friends, but very, very spiteful. And I don't like spiteful energy. Like, I'm not spiteful at all. Like, I can be mad at you. And then if you say sorry, I literally will let it go. It will never be brought up again. I'm good. I just want the acknowledgement, right? Because when I'm wrong, I say I'm sorry. And a lot of the times I get faced with, I'll be like, you know, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, you should be sorry. And here's why. And then I get a 2-hour lecture, or I'll be like, I don't know, like what this is. And then I get talked to like I'm 4. Right. And I think a lot of people do this when they just don't understand, you know, how it hurts us. Right. Some people, that's just how they are. Right. And there's no hate here. I can't imagine being that way. Like, I want to be accountable. I want to be responsible. So, Netter, you pulled Beloved, the card of radical acceptance. And I'm kind of glad that you pulled this card because it's definitely you. All right, we're not taking any more after this. The object of affection, radical acceptance, loving what is. When the beloved appears, it requires 100% of your heart, body, and soul. Don't try to squeeze the beloved into your schedule. Drop the busyness and receive the one you have been waiting for. Drop the busyness and receive the one you have been waiting for. Know that this card comes as a mirror to show you the divine within and invite your radical acceptance of everything you consider beautiful or ugly in your being. The beloved may not be a person at all. It might be a business venture, a project, or an adventure calling for your full attention. Love it. Let it light you up and give it your all. Surrender to this truth and know that you are gaining a passport to bliss, even when it feels that you are being consumed by the fire of the beloved. Be careful you're not seduced by false promises or falling prey to your extraordinary ability to sabotage your own dreams and desires. That is exactly what you're doing, though. Think with and sink into your heart and trust your sense of what is true, and you will know what to do. The true beloved is never false. Every gift proffered is valuable. Recognize the many faces of the beloved and welcome them into your heart. You will be so glad you did. Netter, I'm sorry that like you are resisting everything that you want. You're resisting your birthright of abundance by saying like either I can't or, you know, I never. You are not, I've been telling you this for a year now. I love you to death. And I really wish that you would take this opportunity, take this chance. Like, you are in the wrong place. That is why there's so much confusion. We removed that attachment. You should be soaring by now. But I feel like you just don't believe in yourself. I feel you don't know what you want. You don't, you know, and how would you ever know if you don't get out there? Now, a certain person could be, don't get excited, could be, because free will can mess with this, coming back in. Do not allow this manipulative, dark energy to consume you again, because it will eat you alive. This person has nothing of value to offer you. They are an energetic taker. Netter, you have to like give it up. Like, you love your job. Okay, you have to go. You have to find a different one. This is such a huge message that like every time I get it, I just throw my hands up, because like I can't force you. You have to accept that you're deserving of something better than a manipulative user that's using you for a rebound, a narcissistic, toxic, energetic, vampiric energy that now has you hooked in. You have to leave where you are. You don't belong there. The love of your life is in your periphery. You may have even met her like through the internet or in person, like in passing, and you say you never meet anyone. Get out there. Take yourself out to dinner. Take yourself to a comedy club. Talk to the person next to you. That's the only way you're going to get pulled out of this. Oh, Mike, you are so welcome. Virgos definitely do keep us grounded. That's why I keep Steven around. Pisces and Virgo are actually supposed to be like the best of friends, with the 12th and the 6th sign, the polar opposite. We actually make a really good team. Well, unless she's deceased, there's a chance of her coming back in. Or someone just like her, which would be strange. All right, who's next? I am going to take one more potty break, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. Life with Bobby's next. Why don't you go, and then you can do her back when you come back.
Yeah, how many do we have?
You're actually getting almost done. Life with Bobby. If Josephine, if you're listening, you're coming up. Jules, Baby Dragon, and Black Dragon. And then the only timestamp you have is Divine.
Got it. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Bye, Joey. Yes, definitely come back. And please do me a favor. Watch my videos. Watch my shorts. I really need the channel pumped up right now, because I'm losing sub count because I can't work Monday through Saturday. So please push the channel out. I would really appreciate it, guys. The shorts, maybe you think they're dumb. Maybe you hate them. Put them on in the background and let them play 20 times. You know, give me some views, please. I love you guys. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. She'll be back. So I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I will be here tomorrow night at midnight for Gemma's replays. So feel free to join me. Up to you. It's raining here. Finally. We haven't had rain all day. I mean, it's literally be going around us. It's so dry you could literally just blow hot air on our grass and it'd probably catch on fire. So, yeah, we need some rain. So we're finally getting rain. What an interesting night. For those who might be listening, that, you know, I called. When I call you, just please answer. And if you want a card, that's fine. If you don't, just say, yeah, I don't want to call you. That way we can keep moving. No big deal. So like I said, the order is going to be Life with Bobby. Josephine, if you can hear me, and if you're still here, you'll be next. Then Jules, then Daughter of Mine, then Black Dragon, then Divine as a timestamp. And then we'll be all done. And then I am so happy you're feeling so much better. Yeah, I can tell the first time you came back. I can tell. We'll all get through this. It's a crazy time anyway. So not only do we have the retro, but we have other things going on around us. Just stay positive. Keep your head up. Try to tread water the best you can. So it's the best you can do. And she's back. So I'm going to get small again.
Guys, I have this perfume. It's called Sweater Weather. I just sprayed it. It smells like fall. Listen, Graves Talks. Anywhere you get your podcast. So I did it on Spotify. It's free. Spotify's free. Graves Talks or Grave Talks. I did a 2-part interview with them. California Haunts on YouTube. I did an hour, I think an hour and a half with her. Please, guys, I really need your help. I try not to ask y'all for anything. I really need you guys to comment, like, share, push the channel, push the books, order the books. If you can't donate, order a book. I'm really struggling, and this is my dream. And again, it's like devastating watching it just fall because my hands are tied for the next 2 weeks. All right, who's next? Let's run through these because I'm starving.
Life with Bobby.
All right, we're going to do Halloween. Paging Dr. Beat. Emergency, emergency. Paging Dr. Beat. We love you too, Aunt Anna. Death. Oh my gosh, all of this major change. So Life with Bobby, you got death. And it does not mean death, as I'm sure you know. Me too. I can't wait. My oldest son will be 25 on the 28th. So my sister has been doing a birthday / Halloween party. I wasn't able to go last year. But I miss my oldest son so much. I got to see him. I'm like, my baby, my boo. I'm like running up and jumping on him. I'm like the inappropriate mom. I just love him so much. I just want a big old teddy bear. Life with Bobby. 'Tis not the end, though I may pass in the night. I get to do my time over, although you may get a fright. Many pagans believe that death was the beginning of the cycle of life. When you think about it, most people consider the act of birth to be the beginning of life, of the life cycle. We're born, we live, and we die, and depending on your beliefs, you may get to go around again. Instead, pagan cultures see death as the beginning of a whole new adventure, the place where your soul gets to choose where it incarnates, why, and what it wants to experience. Then and only then does it get born into a body that lives and eventually dies before returning to ride a new cycle. Halloween is a celebration of death as a part of life. Don't be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away or will do so you can begin strongly afresh. There is great power in this clearing. If you pull this card at Halloween particularly, the message is stronger still, and you should actively celebrate this new beginning. So I feel like something's coming to an end. You already know this. But I feel like there is an issue with acceptance, right? Like you accept it outwardly, Bobby. But inward, I feel like there's like panic and like you don't know what to do about it. And I just feel like this is you taking a deep breath and being like, you know what? In the next week or two, you're just like, I have no more to give this situation. You may feel right now that that's impossible. I don't know what this is, but it is a major, major ending in your life. Something I feel like that you might have thought was permanent is falling to poop. And it's depressing and it's sad. And the energy I'm feeling right now is just like total like I give up. But you can't do that. This is the universe telling you, especially in the next week or two, look around, because opportunities to like move on from whatever this is a lot quicker is going to be coming in. And I feel like if you accept that, you know what, this is no more, the quicker you do that, the faster the universe can brush that energy away and pull in something new. Now, if this is a romantic relationship, we're not talking about rebounding, but something that will build your spirit up. Whatever the situation is doing nothing but bringing you down. You are very low right now. And I don't mean that like in a bad way. We all get there. It's retrograde, particularly this one is really bad. Unless you're a Pisces, you know, even for me, I was bad, but I know it's much worse for so many others. Earth and air signs, particularly. Life with Bobby, it's painful and it hurts and it could be devastating. But I feel like deep down, there's something inside of you that knows that it's right. And if you don't feel that spark of knowledge yet, in the next 2 weeks, you will. Pray or go for walks, meditate, do whatever it is that connects you with your intuition, and you will get the answer to what to do next and how to move on from this. Death is a new beginning. Absolutely. Who's next?
Next is Josephine.
Joey Hayes. You know, ever since I was a little girl, I've been drawn to Ireland. I've never been there. My dad is 100% Irish. My mom is Cherokee and Iroquois. But my mom used to call me Miss Irish. That's how obsessed I was with Ireland. I will get there one day. I will get there one day. And I feel like when I get there, I will feel like I'm home. I have some past or future life connection with that country. I don't know what it is. I am innately energetically drawn to Ireland. Even like people from Ireland, like I immediately like them. I'm just very drawn to that country for some reason. I'm sorry, you did Josephine?
Yes.
Josephine, we're going to use, she's here, signs of the times. Yes, ma'am. Aunt Edna, preach, baby. Aunt Edna said it's very hard to let go, life with Bobby, but when you do, I promise you, a weight will be lifted and you will feel it. You absolutely will energetically feel it. You have a Celtic cross. I want more tattoos, but my husband really hates tattoos on women. So he's the kind of guy that, like, when a woman walks in the room, he stands up and takes his hat off. You know, he's old school. But if I had it my way, I'd probably have a full sleeve on one of my arms. I just love tattoos. Not like my face or anything like that, but I've always loved them. My son does tattoos, my oldest son, but, you know, I'm respectful to my relationship in that way. I wouldn't want him to do something so drastic that, like, I didn't like, you know. But I do love tattoos and piercings. I took all my piercings out. When my 25-year-old was 6 years old, he said he wanted to get, I believe it's ear. It was his ear. He wanted to get his ear pierced. I had 2 tongue rings, eyebrow ring, nose ring. And I was like, well, I'm not going to numb. I'm just going to stick this pin in your ear. And he was like, okay. And that little son of a gun sat there and let me pierce his ear with no ice, no numbing, nothing, just stuck the pin through it. And he took it. He had an earring. It was at that point I took all my piercings out because I didn't want to influence or encourage them. It was the early 2000s.
I was going to get a tattoo of Superman S with the bat emblem over the top of it, and then my dragon logo on the other side. And the tattoo guy couldn't tattoo me because I wouldn't sit still because I kept having tremors. And then the doctor goes, I'm glad you didn't because you probably would have had some issues.
I have my Ghostdragonzw shirt. So I have a Steelers tattoo here. This one means eternity or eternal. And this one right here, JMB. So this is Damien's father. When we separated, it was because he accidentally killed somebody and he went to prison and it was this big thing. And I told him when he was in prison that he needed to get eternal tattooed on his arm. But I gave him the Chinese symbol and I have the Japanese symbol. So his looks like this, but his has water like underneath. His means eternal love. Mine means eternity. And then he has a cartoon devil with like a cute little figure holding a pitchfork. And underneath in big letters, it says my government name. And he's passed, so I don't regret them. Although I do tell people sometimes stands for just my boobs. JMB.
I'm not going to say anything.
All right. A butterfly at 17 looks like a bat at 67. Yeah, that's a concern too, like where you get it. All right, I need to get through these. All right, guys, stop. Shh. Okay. All right. Josephine, never give up. Phrases, motivation. What number? Oh, 24. Josephine, Look around and see how you can be motivated and inspired by the quotes and phrases that appear on walls, billboards, t-shirts, etc. I just ordered a hoodie that on the back of it, it says, "To the person behind me, your life matters, you are loved." I feel like, standing in line would be cute. Whether you are handed a bag that says "Have a nice day" on your way out of the grocery store, or see an inspirational quote reading "Never give up," these words can motivate you at a time when you may not even realize you need it. This card encourages you to incorporate affirmations into your life as a way of positive reinforcement, to be your own cheerleader. Josephine, it's time to overcome any conscious or subconscious blocks or doubts. If there's something you're trying to pursue, create affirmations that are aligned with these goals. Post quotes that speak to you online or on the refrigerator in the kitchen, or create a vision board. Believe in your ability to create the life you desire by speaking it into existence. Messages are being sent to you via words, phrases, and songs. Find inspiration in your surroundings. Your projects are supported. Create your own personal list of affirmations and keep you on track. Identify what motivates you. Confirmation. So Josephine, you're on the right path. I feel like, though, you don't have a lot of support for whatever it is you're doing. This is very literal. Look around you, see all of the beautiful things that are said. Bags that say "Have a nice day." Billboards that are like, "You got this, you can do." I feel like you don't have cheerleaders in your life. And I do feel like you're still struggling, going through a rough time with an energetic vampire. This is going to be your inspiration. Write these down. One of my favorites: "Nothing changes if nothing changes." Fear, face everything and run, or fear, forget everything and run, face everything and rise. Never give up. Josephine, you're on the right path, but one of the problems that I see is that it's just you. It's like you against the world here. And the only person you feel you can depend on is somebody that is not dependable, that you need to actually get away from. Josephine, I'm here to tell you now, there's a reason you're in this chat. You got this. You are a strong, beautiful, powerful female. You deserve nothing but the best. And I want you to come back and listen to this when you're feeling down. This is also the universe telling you you are on the right track. Commit to projects, commit to people, make yourself busy, but not to the point where you're like a yes, ma'am, keep your boundaries. But I feel like you need to get up, you need to get moving, you need to get out there, accept opportunities to do. Says what in the back, Smoochie? Multifaceted jewels.
Yes.
Let's use Aether. Then Baby Dragon, Sir Black Dragon. I always forget who was Divine. Guys, please donate to PayPal or Cash App. It's really important if you can. All right, Miss Julie girl. I need to, guys, give me 1 sec. I'm sorry. Thank you, Blue Crossroads. All right. Card number 19, Nigisi. In the upright. Jules, if Nagisi has appeared to you right side up, you are being short-sighted in a situation at hand. You may be taking actions that guarantee short-term success or relief, but long-term failure or suffering is evident. You may be alarmed by something in the present and, as a result, grab for an immediate solution without thinking deeply about the context, the roots of the problem itself, and or the possible unintended consequences that might ensue. Because people tend to react instead of think, their actions are often based on insufficient information. For this reason, it is important to understand that any quote-unquote happening in the world is by nature complex. Any action you take sets off a limitless chain of complex reactions. We were talking about that before. Ask yourself, how am I being short-sighted right now? Nagisi warns you to never lose touch with cause and effect, especially as it applies to long-term consequences. Don't lose sight of the future or the bigger picture. You must center your life on your timeless, unchanging principles and values if you want to create a fulfilling life. Yeah, don't be manipulated into something. Jules, I feel like you're going to either run into someone or you have run into someone where like it's like a get rich quick scheme, but not about money. It's like if you do this, everything's going to be better. Like something like let me move in, or if you invest, there's someone asking you to do something or offering you something, but it seems like it's a good idea, but like there's something in the back of your head that's like, and it's not that this isn't going to work out. Like whatever this is that you're putting your energy into, it's going to work, but long term it's going to fail because it's not meant for you. Don't do things on like a snap reaction. Don't just get up and go along with something because, you know, your best friend or your sister or your dad or whoever is doing it. Not everyone is where you're at making the right kinds of decisions. There's something here that could be fun or that could seem really cool in the moment that is really going to destroy an opportunity for something in the future. Don't get sucked into anyone's drama. I don't know why, like this is insane. I'm seeing people committing crimes. Jules, be really careful who you put your energy into. Pour into yourself. Make sure that you think before you act, think before you react, think before you speak. Think in the next couple of weeks. There could be miscommunication with words. There could be physical altercations. There's something dangerous here. Like, honestly, if I were you, I would just stay home. And that's Gemma giving you advice. There's something wrong here. Ghost Dragons, thank you. You don't have to do that. You're working for free. Don't need you, but I appreciate it. I do, because it goes in my paycheck, which my paycheck goes to groceries. So, Jules, please stay away from toxic people. If you're lonely and you can't find anyone who isn't toxic, you know, message me and vent. I don't want you getting involved with people because you're bored, you're lonely, or you're looking for excitement. You're the type of person, and I love this about you, that like needs excitement, right? Like you want to be on the move. You want to trust in people. You want a friend group. You want, but right now is like not the time. In this retrograde, people are being effing crazy. Yeah, multifaceted, Jules. I don't think it's anything like entity wise, but there are just people surrounding you that are just, they're not good, and they're not purposely wishing you bad luck, but their energy mixed with yours, like even for a minute, like shaking their hand or giving them a hug and a kiss on the cheek, like it's just so toxic. If I were you, like take a protective bath with, you know, Himalayan pink salt. And when you get out, let yourself air dry. Don't wipe it off, because, and you can put some sage in there, some herb, an offering mix, whatever, and soak yourself in it for at least 15 minutes. When you get out, air dry. You have to protect yourself. There's a lot of, and I don't think they're like, I just think it's like in passing. Like you're meeting new people like at the grocery store or something. It's like, don't get into something for the excitement of it, because it will not turn out good. You are being energetically drained by people who are thinking bad thoughts about you. You have to protect yourself. You're sensitive and you're very susceptible to vampirism. Who's next? Particularly in the next couple of weeks. This retrograde is not good.
My daughter.
All right, thank daughter you. Of mine. We're doing magic of you.
Well, Rebecca, if you need me to go check on Rebecca with Mom, I will. Okay. I'm not.
By the way, Ashley, I love your mom. I've only spoken to her through text like twice when your dad was sick. She is like, I just love her. I think she's like super mom. Your dad speaks so highly of your mom. And yeah, I think she is, you know, she could be a real source. I don't know her personally. I don't know your situation, but like, I think she could be a real source of comfort to you and advice. And I'm hearing that. That's not Gemma. That is what I'm hearing. So like struggling, like your mom is badass. You may not look at her like that, but her energy is off the charts. When your dad talks about her, he always speaks so highly, like bringing tears to my eyes. Make sure you utilize her, not vampirically or like use her, but like, I don't know, she's got what you need. That's what I keep hearing. Like she's got what you need. Like don't separate from her. She may have a differing opinion about something. And there may be, I'm not even reading the card yet. And there may be like a little like spat. It's up to you. You're welcome, Josephine. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, great, because there's a spat coming in, but I feel like it's just like a little stupid, silly thing. Just give in. You know, that's mom. Got to give in to mom. It's nothing bad or that's going to hurt you. Just like, yeah. So she can feel more comfortable. I think she's not even reading it. I think she's concerned about something and it's going to come up and like, you've got it covered. Take her advice anyway. Let her give you the advice. And you know that you don't, I know most people, myself included, would be like, no, don't worry, I got this. She doesn't want to hear that right now. She wants to give you motherly advice and affection and be attentive to the situation. Even if you got it under control, let her do that. My mom, same way. My mom and my dad are my best friends. I'm their favorite child, and my dad's oldest, my mom's youngest, and I'm the favorite. They still call me the baby, even though I'm dad's oldest. All right. Panacea, card number 23, my favorite number again. There's a solution for every problem. When a situation, person, or thing appears to tie you down and hold you back, at the same time, there's the blessing of an opportunity for a solution and rebirth of the situation. The maiden on the card floats along, her feet not even touching the ground. This image conveys the day-to-day events in the grand scheme of her life and are not holding her down or back. The rope of the rock on one foot might slow her, but the snake, an ancient symbol of the goddess, on the other, is simultaneously rebirthing her. When Panacea appears, allow a situation to transform and rebirth. In fact, expect it to. Again, rebirth, change, things dying and coming into something new. This card also represents the proven limitations of the patriarchal system, eye roll, and mindset, and how the goddess is surely rising as the snake-clad foot floats higher. Rise above petty squabbles, I just told you that, in situations that would see the divine feminine suppressed. Honor the divine feminine in your life. Stand your ground. Set and enforce boundaries. It doesn't matter if it hurts someone else's feelings. You're allowed to have boundaries. If their feelings are hurt, that's their problem, because you're not being unkind to anyone. You're being kind to yourself. And some people are not going to like that. Hi, Lindsay. So, Lindsay, I'm not doing mediumship readings in here. This is one card oracle for donation. But if you want to email me, I do offer that as a paid service. If you want one card of general reading, I may be able to pick up dog energy, but I don't do mediumships on the lives. I do them privately through one-on-one chats. If you want information about price, you can definitely hit me up. If you'd like a card tonight, I'll pull one for you. Ashley, the indigo blue flowers speak of eternal wisdom, the wisdom a child is born with and then forgets. Simplify things. Remember, you were born knowing. Let your life grow. It's time to let go of your fears and explore the next adventure. So, yeah, Ashley, I feel like something is definitely, I mean, I've been saying this all night, but I feel like something is definitely coming to a big end, like big facts. And Kelsey, you're next, honey, I think, right? Kelsey, you actually should have been much earlier. I don't know what happened there, so I do apologize. If you come in next week, we'll bump you up like we normally would do. We just had a lot of people tonight. This is like double what I normally do. So you're next. Ashley, so this is a great change. And I know you feel it, and I think you're excited about whatever this is. I do feel, like I said, that maternal connection. I just feel like this coming together, right? This recognizing that this change that may seem not so good or depressing or sad is actually a really good thing for your future. Not until like the retrograde ends, though. I would say particularly your mom keeps coming in. So particularly, I would say watch like misunderstandings with her. She has your best interests at heart. There's something here that's bothering her tremendously with you or with her grandkids. And I feel like she wants to get involved, but she doesn't want to like cross the line with you. Let her know that it's okay. You know what I mean? Again, even if you really don't need her to, I feel for some reason I'm connecting to Tina, and I feel like she just really wants to be involved in this. She wants to hold your hand through it. And even though you don't need her to, she's badass. She's your best friend. You know, let her in. Let her in even more than you normally would. There's something here that like she really needs to be a part of. Like she needs that. And it's okay because it's not going to affect anything. Everything's going to happen the way it's going to happen anyway. Make sure that when you communicate with your mother particularly, but with anyone, you're clear and concise. So there's no misunderstanding during this retrograde. Yes, Miss Lindsay, I surely can. I have Kelsey next. Then can we do Lindsay?
That is totally up to you.
Kelsey will be next. Then we'll do you, Lindsay. So hang out for about 5 minutes, okay?
I'm sorry, Kelsey. I called your name.
That's okay. If you come in next week, we'll do you earlier. That's all. Because normally, if it's your time, you don't have to wait. I normally get about 25 readings. Tonight, I have about 50 here. So I did do a lot more. So we do apologize. But I'm reading for you now. I'm using Della Awaits. You got Alice in Wonderland. Card number 2. I saw once a white rabbit running on the grass. I'm a curious little girl, I followed him, and this led me to discover a land like no other, full of mad hatters, short-tempered queens, and sly cats. Everything there was purely senseless, but I saw a lot of wonders and learned many things. Therefore, the journey was worth it, even if it was maybe only a dream. Something or someone is calling you. You're about to discover a brand new land, which you'll have to acclimatize to. You won't get all the rules at once. Some things will appear most peculiar to your eyes and even lacking sense, and you'll also feel disoriented. But don't let that stop you. Be open, be curious, crave to uncover wonders, and remember that this journey you're embarking on is really worth it. It's really one you won't forget. So, Kelsey, I feel like if there's a decision coming in, if it hasn't already come in, if there's a decision coming in the next few weeks, I feel like you should go with your instinct, your intuition, because I feel like your mind, like your ego, which is edging God out, it's fear, is going to try to stop you from taking an opportunity or taking a leap of faith. Miss Pixie, thank you so much for explaining that. You're always so good with that. Like, I get so nervous because I don't want people to dislike me. I do appreciate you. Kelsey, sorry. So there's something coming in or someone coming in. It could be a relationship. It could be, I'm not really with one card. I don't see much, but I can say that there's something major coming in. And I feel like it's going to seem scary and it's going to be like, how the heck am I going to do that? But you have the opportunity to jump right in. Don't let your ego stop you from doing this. This is something that you are meant to do. So if it's like, should I go on a date with so-and-so? Yes, absolutely. Should I, take this job in a state away? Yes, you should. This is a major change, but it's not like what I've been talking about throughout the night of like things are just changing and tumbling down so it could be rebuilt. You have to take the steps to make this change. And I don't see anything bad about it. I see you walking right into your alignment. I see whatever these opportunities or this opportunity, whatever these opportunities are or this opportunity is, it is right for you. Your initial instinct is going to be no and backing away. Push yourself, take the leap of faith, allow the universe to catch you. This is actually an amazing card with complete abundance and blessing coming in if you're willing to trust, whether that be God or the universe, whichever you believe, jump. You got this. All right, we're going to do Lindsay and then the one timestamp, and then I am outie 3000. Lindsay, we're going to use energy and spirit, and let's see if your fur baby will come through.
You still got to do Black Dragon.
And Black Dragons, yes. Miss Lindsay, let's see. Oh my gosh. We got excitement here. Come on with the cards. Seriously? All right. One more time for Lindsay. She's new. Let's give her a good one. Oh my gosh, I love that name. Lindsay, you got Up from the Depths, releasing difficulty. Card number 6 in the reverse shadow position. So let's see what it says. This card reversed brings a warning, Lindsay, that a difficult passage may be on the horizon or it may have already begun. Are you giving your power away to others? If so, it's time to muster up the courage to speak out and take action on your own behalf. You may be heading in an unwanted direction personally. Are you engaging in patterns of isolation or overindulgence? Even if you've been submerged in emotional darkness or fear, it's never too late to take control and reverse your direction. I just want you to know that, Kelsey, I just read for you, honey. Lindsay, I just want you to know that I've pulled this card for myself many times. I'm so sorry. Hold on. So, Kelsey, I read for you. This is your card. Just rewind a little bit, babe. Okay. Consider all your options and remember your soul's power. You have the ability, Lindsay, to choose your own direction now. You may want to seek professional help, but you don't have to live this way any longer. You're not alone. Your spirit guides are willing to bring their love, healing, and wisdom to your every step, your every choice, to every single experience. Your affirmation: I determine the direction of my life. I have the power to resolve any problem and live in my true strength and joy. So, Lindsay, you're going through something really horrible. And if you're not yet, it's coming in and it's heartbreaking. And I feel like it's devastating. This could be the death of your dog, but I feel like it's bigger than that. There's like a snowball effect happening here. First of all, your pup is with you. I say pup as dog. It doesn't mean you have a puppy. Definitely with you, came right back to you. I don't know what this is. If it's abuse, toxicity, narcissism, addiction, alcoholism, there's something here that you are either at risk for drowning in or that has overcome. Something has overcome your life. You are chained. I see you in like a self-imposed imprisonment. So you're either staying in an abusive relationship, continuing to use drugs. I'm not calling you a drug addict or alcoholic. Please don't think that. I'm just saying it's something like that. Something very toxic, something bad for your soul. Okay? If you don't stop or get out of this relationship or remove yourself from a situation or stop overeating, overspending, overshopping, overindulging, you are going to regret it. You are down a bad path, Lindsay. Yes, Moochie, right? I love it. And the universe is telling you, like, every step you take, there's another opportunity for you to get out of there. And if you feel alone, know that you're not. If you need to go to a shelter, if you need to go to a detox, I don't know what's happening with you. Kelsey, thank you for your patience, honey. Come in next week and we'll get you right in. Lindsay, there's something not right here. And it actually scares me. Okay. I don't know what this is. You may not know yet. It may be, something that's coming in, like a person that's coming in and you accept them into your life and they're very toxic. Please be very mindful of who you allow around you. There's energetic vampires. There are people that are smiling in your face and cheering that you're losing behind your back. All you have right now is you and your team, and you have to open up and allow the universe to work its magic. As far as your animal, your pup, he or she, I don't really see it. One card, and I'm not prepped for medium. I do know that they're with you because when animals die, they cross over and immediately go right back to where they were the happiest. Okay. Lindsay, if you want to email me about whatever this is extremely toxic, possibly deadly. I don't know what it is, but there's something very bad here that you need to pull yourself out of or step away from before it happens. Who's next? Black Dragon. That card is very concerning. Well, the messages at least were very concerning.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Black Dragon and then just Divine. I don't think. And Smoochie, we did Myrrh. They were done right before Miss Pixie.
Wow. All right. Black Dragon. Let's do Hecatean Path. I hear my son coming up the steps, but I just texted my husband. I'm not quite done yet. And then we'll do Moonology for Divine. I'm almost done, guys. My family loves me. Nycteria of the Night, the card of secrets, Black Dragon, card number 21. In shadows of night, Hecate wanders in silence, moving unseen. A stoic sentinel, through her silent vigil, we can seek truth and answers to the mysteries. Confidentiality and concealment may help us grow at this time. Beware of illusions and lies, for the goddess can also shed light on these. What is waiting to be found? What is being kept hidden from you? Hecate brings the truth to light in the dark of night. Black Dragon, yeah, I feel like you definitely should be keeping something to yourself right now. It's an idea, a plan, or if you know something about someone else. I feel like there's someone toxic here that's like trying to expose you, even though like you didn't do anything. This may not be happening yet. It may be coming in. The retrograde is causing a lot of confusion, more so than technical breakdowns. It's like these misunderstandings, these miscommunications. Black Dragon, I know it's very tempting, and you seem like the type of person that just says like what you mean, right? You just say what's on your mind. That is going to be a major problem in the next 2 weeks, because I feel like what you have to say is not ready to be heard yet. Keep it to yourself. Let the situation unfold. You know, sit back silently in your knowledge, knowing where it's going without telling anyone else. Also, don't tell anyone your ideas. They could just, I do see someone that's like, there's someone in your circle that like wants to be like you, or like comes to you for advice or something like that. Just keep your stuff to yourself in the next couple of weeks. Can someone put my email address in the chat? So Lindsay, do me a favor. My email address is going to be in the chat. It's GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Lindsay, yeah, so that's the man I was seeing. Email me, okay? And we can talk personally. Okay? You're not alone. You were brought into the stream and this chat for a reason. So I'm holding my hand out to you. All right, last one. Guys, don't forget my books, $25 for a signed copy and a gift. And donate, please, if you can. Everyone who has donated at any time in the past 4 years, I do appreciate it. PayPal and Cash App, I get right away. Super Chat, Super Sticker comes at the end of next month. I get paid once a month from YouTube. All right, Divine Empathic. Last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. Divine, there are some things that people just don't like to talk about. Drawing this card suggests there's an issue or situation in your life now that might not be easy to air. Or perhaps you feel that you shouldn't air it. That's fine. Now is the time for you to reveal only what you want to be seen. Don't feel the need to discuss everything with everyone. Some matters require discretion. The less codependent you are, the better chance you have of getting what you want. There are two forces at play, and neither wants to budge. Strong is good, stubborn is a problem. When you no longer feel the need to tell everyone what you're manifesting, you're ready to start manifesting. Your manifestation affirmation for the next 2 weeks: I know that dramas now are healing crises. I know that dramas now are healing crises. Divine, yeah, there's definitely a back and forth here where you're so welcome, Lindsay, where somebody wants, Pixie, thank you. Somebody wants like something from you or wants you to do something. You are definitely not doing it. You're not budging. Don't get to a point though where I was saying before how like if you're vibrating higher than someone toxic, the only thing they can do is pull you down to their level. They can't raise their vibration because they're effing toxic, right? So don't stoop to their level, Divine. Stand your ground, but not to the point where like you look crazy. Like don't be cursing, yelling, screaming. Don't match their toxic energy. That's going to be the main thing here. Somebody on the outside, I see like law, cops, judge, somebody is like looking in. So if you're responding with the toxic energy, you're just going to look bad. Stand your ground, keep your peace, hold your space, and get a restraining order if you have to, because I'm hearing that. I'm seeing cops and like this craziness. You don't need the dramas. Joey Hayes, I am 5.5 years. I'll have 6 years on December 21st, and sometimes it feels like just yesterday. I'm so glad you said that. I am 102 days sober today, Gemma. Thank you. And this show helps. I really, really hope it does. I really do. You're not the first person to say that. And I just tell myself sometimes that like, if I just help one person, I'll be doing my job. Guys, I'm starving. I got my little guy downstairs waiting for me. Please donate if you can. Email me if you have stories or encounters. Purchase books. If you don't know what my books are, go to Amazon and just type in Gemma Jade books. They'll come up. I'm the only one on Amazon writing books. 36 now. Don't know what direction my life is going on. Lindsay, we should talk privately. I'm ending the stream now. You came in kind of late, but don't worry. It's no big deal. We start at 7:15-ish. Let's talk and we'll see what your guides say and we'll see what we can do. Guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for hanging out. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. Love you all. Bye.